Hi, everyone, and welcome to Lawful Stupid RPG, home of the perpetually regenerating troll burger, the meal you can eat forever. It's Thursday, which means it's time for some advanced Dungeons & Dragons, courtesy of the Erroth campaign and episode 2 of The Sundered Crown. But before we rejoin our 6 sexy sword and sorcery specialists, here's what we have lined up for you throughout the rest of this week on Lawful Stupid RPG. Tomorrow is Hemlora, our kick-ass 5th edition campaign, going live at 7 p.m. Eastern or midnight UK time. And the day after that, Saturday that is, we have another of our community one-shots streaming at 6 p.m. Eastern or 11 p.m. UK. Which means that we're only 2 weeks away from launching our newest campaign, an epic of ancient world grandeur, Pantheon. That'll stream in the Friday slot. No, the Saturday slot, 6 p.m. Eastern. Is it Friday? Okay. Okay. Anyway, be sure to join our wonderful community of snot goblins on Discord and check us out on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Pornhub, all the usual places. Okay, I am Mark, your kind and generous dungeon master, and if you're sitting comfortably, I'll begin. Highthorn has fallen. When House Vallandor sent envoys to the fortress, hoping to use the prophetic powers of the Eye of Kalax, they found treachery waiting for them. Highthorn was betrayed by one of its own and fell to an elite strike force from the ambitious House Mordath, Vallandor's hated rivals. The Vallandor envoys were soon embroiled in a fight for their lives as they fled the Mordath assault. Joined by a tiefling sorceress and an elf in exile, they made their escape, unaware that one of their groups spirited the Eye of Kalax out of the doomed fortress. What use they will find for this powerful demonic artifact remains to be seen. Your horse is weary. You've been riding them hard for a day or more. Down from the mountains where some greenery holds sway, and into the all-embracing furnace of the Kashagarine Desert. You stumble through the sands, binding your wounds, smarting from the rapidity of your retreat. The answered questions and unanswered questions that you left behind, and the dead. There's been no sign of pursuit. You've met a few Vallandor patrols and know that you are close, at least, to Fort Vallandor itself, your home. Judarian, you found answers, hinted future. The possibility that your mother has been as far as south as Vallandor and in the company of a half-elf girl. A sister? Hagen, at Judarian's side, you faced horrendous peril, the jaws of a wyvern. But you bested it. Avel and Aldrich, half-brothers, proved yourselves in battle, slaying troops from House Mordath, multiple decapitations. And Bellis, you yourself came into possession of more than one secret, and now keep one of your own. And Shanta, of course, you left behind your home. And Mother Tasker Glimmer, who all but raised you, and is now no more than a corpse. Ahead, the dunes rise and fall, an undulating sea of sand. The sky vast and cloudless. A baking blank sheet that just glares down at you. Your horses trudge, their hooves slow and weary, sifting through the desert. Until at last, your first sight of home comes into view. And you'll be able to see it on the Roll20 screen.
Oh, yes.
Half swallowed by the Kashagarine Desert, the immensity of Fort Vallandor. Half of it a ruin, the other half still inhabited. A sprawling mass of Cyclopean stone. Handful of riders gallop out from the gate to meet you. Seeing you, recognizing you, they dip the banners of House Vallandor in recognition and wheel back to the fortress to announce the return of the Sons of the House. The gates are flung wide, and you come home. Jadarian and Shanta, you've seldom seen an edifice this large. It sprawls half the size of a city, and even more of it would appear to be buried beneath the dunes that encroach upon it from, well, all sides of the compass. A familiar figure awaits you at the gate. You recognize the stern features of Captain Borak, current head of the guards, former lieutenant to War Master Crane, slain only recently by House Mordath assassins. Well met, Sons of Vallandor, he says.
I salute him.
I also salute him.
I, unaware of what a salute is, attempt to copy.
It's like this, you know?
How fared you in Highthorn?
Well,
Good.
I believe.
Your father is already summoning his men to the hall. Please, dismount, stable your horses. Allow me to escort you there myself. He waits to hear what word you bring from the mountains.
I dismount and hand my reins to a stable boy.
Where's Mother Talora?
The Bone Mother attends her lord in the Great Hall. You will see her soon enough.
Good.
Stable boys run out from low stone building off to one side. Ahead of you, the walls of Fort Vallandor rise into the baking afternoon sky. Great swathes of blank and pitted sandstone. Archways leading all over the place. A veritable maze. Captain Borak eyes you, Jadarian, and you, Shanta. Who are these two?
May I introduce Jadarian? I forget your surname, Elf. And Mistress Shanta.
I'm Chanticleer, and she'll kind of put her hand out for handshake.
He looks at your hand and keeps his folded behind his back.
Hagen pats her on the shoulder.
Is he
A tiefling?
Yes, sir. I was a member of the Kalian Circle.
Well, I'm sure his lordship will want to hear what you have to say, nevertheless. And you, an elf. Little finely dressed for one of the forests, aren't you? He turns and without another word, walks ahead and leads the way.
I believe so.
Chanta will just happily follow this gentleman.
All will be made right, I say.
The Great Hall of Vallandor is as you remember it. Shining marble, filled with sunlight, domed roofs of beautiful quality glass, desert ferns in pools of low water to either side. And presiding over the hall, well, you see Lord Talric.
I'm assuming that I've at least gotten out of my armor.
No, Captain Borak has asked for you to come directly.
All right, we're ushered straight in. All right. Well, in my armor, then I clank over the floor.
Okay. Let's see some faces here, shall we? Okay. Lord Talric Vallandor. And he's got that exact expression on his face.
Of course. There he is, the bastard.
Seated in the large lord's seat at the end, head bowed in conversation with his wife, the Lady Isoldia.
She looks well.
She's had the scar as long as you've known her. And every time you ask her how she got it, it's a different story. And to the other side of the Lord's chair, the shadowy figure of Bone Mother Talora. At your entrance, Captain Borak snaps his heels smartly to attention. My lord, your sons have returned.
I stride forward. And I snap my heels and bow. My lord father and mother. May I present my companions, Jedarian Thalorian and Mistress Chanticleer of the Kalian Circle, who helped us in our endeavors.
It is a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Bastard.
What did you say?
I said it's a pleasure to meet you, sir.
Who is this tiefling? I would have thought you have learned better by now, Aldrich, than to bring another disrespectful shit of a girl into my home.
I look at her rather shocked. I'm like,
Jadarian, you say your name is, eh?
Correct.
Well, I would say Elen Sila Lumen Omentielvo, but I'm unsure that it does.
No.
So, Aldrich, other than to bring me mockery from this horned floozy and present to me an elf, I hope you bring better tidings.
indeed.
So, I sent you to Highthorn to plumb the powers of the Eye of Kalax and find out from the Kalian Circle the truth behind the Warmaster's demise and what lies ahead for us. What do you have to say? You'll speak up, fellow.
We went to Highthorn as you bid and spoke with the Kalian Circle and were allowed to witness the power of the Eye of Kalax and were beset upon by assassins of House Mardoth who attacked with wyverns and from beneath in a tunnel. They slew most of the Kalian Circle, bar Mr. Chantefleur, who managed to escape with us. We slew many wyverns and members of House Mardoth. So I would say that was a success, Father.
You haven't answered my question. The Eye. What did you learn from it?
I briefly, when Bone Mother is looking, I signal subtly that I need to speak to her as soon as possible.
The Bone Mother catches her eye, quirks a thin, almost invisible eyebrow, and nods. She shoots a glance toward you, Hagen. A silent question in her gaze. Furthermore, Talric's still banging on. I'm fairly certain that I vouchsafed into your keeping 2 yeomen of my house, Masters Baldo and Brand. But I don't see them with you. Where are they?
They died fighting House Mardoth.
So...
We were outnumbered 2-1.
Yes, well, outnumbered. At the Battle of Blood Creek, we were outnumbered 6-1, and still we sent them home with a bloody nose to remember us by. So it seems to me that you went to Highthorn, lost 2 men, came back with an elf and whatever this is, and no actionable intelligence whatsoever. And you have the temerity to call it a success. You remain a disappointment to me.
Clearly, Father. I beg your forgiveness.
Sons of Vallandor do not beg. But you need reminding often enough what a son's duty is. At this point, Isolde leans forward, places her hand on his shoulder. I think we will get no further if we allow ourselves to descend into recriminations. It is clear that Aldrich and Apple and their companions Hmm. My Lady Bellis of Grimm, Master Quell, have suffered some considerable misfortune. Let us look at this from a reasoned perspective, eh? If there was nothing they could have found, then there was nothing to be found. Aldrich, my son.
Yes, Mother.
Did you have an opportunity to look into the eye?
Yes.
And what did you see?
Treachery. From within these walls.
You say that War Master Crane was betrayed?
Indeed.
Avel, Bellis,
Yes.
Hagen, can you corroborate any of this? This is a grave accusation.
We were not privy to what was seen in the eye.
But it would explain a great many things.
And I trust Aldrich and what he says.
Well, as do I. Well, this poses us some questions. What would be the source of this treachery? Aldrich. Break your silence. He's got nothing to say. Just baseless accusations. There's a set of footsteps ring out from the rear of the hall. Have I missed the party? Looking over your shoulders, you see a fresh-faced, handsome young man striding into the hall. Avel, Aldrich. It is, of course, your older brother, Galric.
Yay.
You're back! Without any thought for decorum, he strides up, throws his arms around you. Aldrich gives you a huge hug. Similarly, Avel.
I clap him on
Hagen?
the shoulder. Good to
Bellis?
see you, brother.
And you too. Father's not been haranguing you, has he? Leave him alone. The boy's done well enough today.
Seeing these hugs being given out, Shanta will open her arms for a hug from this random gentleman.
Oh, hello! And strides you over and all but picks you off your feet. Fort Vallandor, heir to the house. Shanta Flat. A tiefling, are you?
Yes. Yeah.
Kelly and Circle, no doubt.
Indeed, yes, sir.
I've heard sterling things about the loss of you. I hear some mishap befell Highthorn.
Yeah.
He places a hand on your shoulder. I am terribly sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
I see you're in high spirits as usual, my lord.
Hagen, how did you fare?
Still alive.
The guards have been talking about wyverns.
Wyverns there were. Nasty ones. He Does he have any kind of bandages on him or anything? Like around his torso where he was,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah. Did this to me.
Oh, you'll get a beautiful scar out of that. I'm jealous.
I'm not as keen to show it off to women as you would be.
Honesty pays its dividends, I'm always telling you. Tell it like it is. Show it even more so. No. And surely not an elf.
He rolls his eyes again.
But not a Kashigiri now from the looks of it.
No.
Well, I won't try your tongue. My father has more facility for it than I do.
I noticed he did try speaking Elvish earlier.
There's a low grumble from somewhere low in Tariq's midriff that eventually turns itself into words. That's enough then, enough. I've heard all I need to hear. Failure, upon failure, upon disappointment, and some rather wild accusations. Unless you're prepared to put names to this, Aldrich, then I will hear from you when you are.
Indeed.
Indeed. As I thought. All right. Out, all of you. Out.
My lord, I do have something to ask.
Ask.
An elven lady come see you maybe 10 years ago.
When I say everybody out, I mean it.
I leave.
I bow my head.
I bow and move backwards into the shadows.
When I'm inclined to speak to you of decade-old dalliances, elf, I'll send for you. Understood?
I walk off.
Galric, make yourself useful. Show the elf and the tiefling wench to some chambers. No matter their disrespect, Vallandor is still hospitable.
Shanta's just gonna lean into close to Joe Darren and just be like, I don't understand how I was disrespectful.
I'll tell you another day.
Okay. I shall just scurry away.
Exactly what Mama Distracted just said.
He is so racist. So, as you're all leaving, his voice snaps out, "Not you!" And Aval, you see he's glaring at you.
Oh, Joy, we're gonna have a talk now, are we?
And one that's long overdue.
I'm sure it is in your eyes, but quite frankly, I do not care for it, Father.
Honesty. Good. The rest of you leave Aval and Lord Talric alone. Galric cheerily leads you, Jadarian and Shanta, off in the direction of what he describes as the guest wing. Talora waits by the door. Hagen. Bellis. Come. There is much we must discuss.
Much indeed.
I go find an outdoor venue and punch a wall.
It is as you're pounding your fist into the wall that your mother's voice breaks through your somewhat perturbed reverie. Vallandor is falling down well enough on its own, Aldrich. There's little need to speed the process.
It was a spider. I really needed to kill it.
Believe me, I know how you feel. She sits beside you on a low, crumbled piece of broken masonry. Some remnant of an old courtyard that's long since gone to decrepitude. Your father is a man of another time. I believe 3 or 4 centuries ago, to be specific.
Yeah. I believe if I were to have mentioned that the odds had been 20 to 1, he would have named some anecdote where the odds he fought would have been 100 to 1. It is not a battle I can win.
Well, I'm glad you look at it as a battle, because doubtless you have weathered blow and blade and spear and dart, but a single one of your father's barbs is enough to completely unman you.
And yet, ironically, only a single one of my father's good graces would turn the tide on that particular problem.
Son, there are times when I wonder if he even possesses good graces anymore.
I have thought the same thing.
The truth is, and she places one hand on yours, he is not long for this world. Perhaps I'm not either. But the time is soon coming when you must prepare to lead.
Well, doesn't that fall in my esteemed brother's hands?
Galric, he's a lovely lad, but let's face it, his outlook on the world is a little simple. Hard times are coming. I would be surprised if Galric is able to weather them. You may find yourself standing in his shoes sooner than you think.
Well, I am always up for the challenge, Mother.
She leans forward and places a gentle kiss on your cheek.
I lean into it.
That's my boy.
I rub her knee. Now I have a training dummy to go pound.
Well, I married my training dummy.
Mother.
The sound of Galric's boots ring loudly in the hallway, but not quite as loud as his somewhat incessant chatter, Shunter and Chidarian. Here on the left, we have the inner courtyard from my grandfather's time. It fell into disuse some time before my father was born. But, well, I still like to sneak out there on a moonlit night with a bottle of ale or two, and I'll show you a back stairway that few others know about if you like while you're here. Here, right, the water garden. This is the most beautiful place in all of Fort Vallandor, if you ask me. And to be fair, his description's not completely inept. A central courtyard, 6 great circular pools dotted with lilies, the waters gleaming gold in the setting sun, bougainvillea vines draped over the courtyard walls. The sight is matched only by the heady fragrance of the blossoms. Your rooms are there and there.
What are they like?
Well, you can see outer balconies adjoining antechambers, inner bedrooms, a joint foyer. They're a little dusty, Galric says, but I'll have some servants sent in to clean them up for you as soon as possible.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate your hospitality. And that area out there is really pretty.
Oh, well, thank you. It's there are worse places to live in the Cassia Green. But I mean, I heard that that Highthorn was pretty enough. You had trees and flowers and goodness knows what there.
It was really pretty.
It was.
And what was your reasoning for being there, if you don't mind me asking, Master Master Elf?
I was looking for someone. That's why I asked your father.
This is the woman.
Mm-hmm.
I was very, very young, but I'm sure we had elves visiting here. I mean, I must have been 10 years old, I think. I remember one of them. She had eyes of different colors. One blue, one silver, I think.
That is the lady I'm looking for.
Really? And who is she to you?
My mother.
Your mother?
I'm looking for her.
Well, then you have a noble quest. A great journey ahead of you. An adventure.
Yes, with a stumbling block in my way, sadly.
Oh. Father's in a bad mood. I mean, he's always in a bad mood, but it'll pass. He'll bluster and bumble and huff and puff, and then possibly over dinner he'll make you sit down with him and listen to some interminable story about House Vallandor and one of his ancestors, and then he'll just casually drop what you want to know into the conversation.
Oh, I do hope so then.
But I've heard that elves can live for a very long time indeed. So you'll be well prepared for the wait.
Yes. I guess that's something that I need to get used to. Around here.
Things move slowly in Vallandor. Until they don't. Here,
Yep.
your room.
I'll walk in.
And Mistress Flair.
Yes, sir.
Over the hall for you. Oh, no. Don't call me sir. Galric.
Okay, Galric. Sorry, I addressed your father by his name and he seemed rather offended, so I just thought it'd be safer to go for sir.
Really?
I'll walk in the room, sort of like you hear a slight chuckle.
Well, I can't understand why he would be upset at being called Lord Talric Vallandor.
Oh, I must have got the wrong person. Adele was telling me that his name is Bastard.
Hands on hips when he laughs as well.
I don't understand.
It makes perfect sense.
Okay. I'll go to my room, I guess.
A word of advice. Next time Avel tells you good morning, look outside and check.
That's unfair.
Does he have some sort of power to change the time?
You know, if you listen to one of his songs, you'd think he does.
He did save me with his banjolele.
He saved you with it.
Yes.
That's a story I'm going to have to beat out, get out of him at some point. I thank you, Mistress Flair.
That's all right. You can just call me Chanta.
Chanta. And that leads us neatly back to Avel.
Yes.
Doubtless the tiefling's poor behavior has you at its heart, eh? It has your misbegotten humor all over it.
What can I say?
A lot less than you normally do. Before you left, I said this was an opportunity for you.
Yes.
To prove yourself as something more than an ill-educated gadabout. And take the ruddy hat off when I'm speaking to you.
He slowly removes the hat from his head.
He lagged out.
Oh,
Yeah. It was the hat, I'm telling you.
Yeah, he's just
Yes.
he's just admiring the hat for a long time.
when he doesn't have it on, all
He's
kinds of
running
weird
away
shit
with it.
happens. Yeah.
Your dad just freezes whenever the hat is removed.
So you do have time manipulating powers.
I knew it.
Didn't he say? He
The
said
hat,
you,
not the instrument.
before he went lagged out. Didn't he say we all leveled?
Oh, I
you
think
did.
so.
Yeah, we
I'm fairly
must have.
certain, yeah.
I mean, I beheaded enough people too, you know.
With your
It's-
bandolier,
you get-
as far as I
You get,
understood, right?
you get a level for every person you decapitate.
That's it.
Well, man, I'm
Yes.
level 4 then.
It's science.
I thought I was
Yeah.
told I'd get a level for each time my character wet herself.
Oh, look, I'm the dungeon master now.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, bear with us, guys. We're just waiting for Mark to jump back in, and then we'll crack on. The joys of wireless connection and being so far
Free
away.
XP for all of you.
Heck yeah.
Meanwhile, have we mentioned Twitch Prime? we're
Any of
we're
you
trying
that-
to reach 50 subscribers so we can unlock a new emote. So if anyone does have a Twitch Prime that they haven't used yet and they do wish to use it on us, we would be very, very grateful.
Can you get some super awesome emotes already?
We've got more, but obviously we're going to be making more as well. So, but yeah, just shout down to your dad. Where is he?
Dad.
He's probably throwing his computer out the window.
I know. He's crying right now, I guarantee it.
Just wants the hat.
Spreading all kinds of horrible rumors about him.
Yeah.
He's crying. No, really.
He's crying. I can hear him.
Sobbing.
Yep. Crying.
I forgot to press record. No one reminded me.
Oops.
No.
And the other thing is, I always said I've got to push the talk on thingy. Soon I was testing it, all worked. As soon as we went live, didn't work.
Oh,
So the
that
first part, I've only said a few words, but no one heard it, so never mind.
Oh no.
We can use the. Oh no, I didn't record that either. Never
Uh-oh.
mind.
all going a bit wrong in Erroth today.
Wait. I like just fucking it's gonna I can't even remember the guy's name now. I can think fast.
Galric. Oh yeah.
Ooh, we have a subscriber. Hooray.
Oh yeah.
Nice, my dude.
Excellent.
4 months in a row.
Cheers.
Yeah, that's Carl. He's the one that played Bertolak in Eudora.
Ooh.
Nice. Oh, he's back on Roll20.
Oh, is he?
Gasp.
Hey,
Nice.
Jay Darian, you mentioned in the beginning when we were walking into the gates that this captain was a traitor. How did you find that out?
That was when we were torturing a certain.
Yeah, he was the head of the archers, or the in charge of the archers.
That was then, wasn't it, or was it you?
Yes, I was torturing.
Yeah, didn't he say it then?
Yeah, I
He
tortured.
didn't say it out loud. He
You
No,
brought
didn't?
it.
I snatched his thought with my spell, but he didn't.
I was wondering where that.
Shit, sorry.
Yeah, so that's my bad too. I misremembered that.
Yeah.
Hello.
I wasn't recording at that time, so that's all right.
Well,
Okay, so minor technical issues.
Anyway, I take off my hat.
Perfect. Okay. That's better.
I'm not
Listen.
happy about it.
It's time for you to grow up, Abel. The thing with the banjo is all well and good.
Father, Banjo-Lele. If you're going to belittle me, I suggest you do it correctly.
It may be hard for you to see this, boy, but belittling you is not what I'm trying to do.
Well, it's all you've ever done.
I'm trying to mold you into something better.
I don't want to be molded. I want to sing.
Talric is not struggling with trying to laugh. The time will come before too long when you may find yourself standing in your brother's shoes, eh?
Which brother's shoes? The one that you like or the one that you absolutely despise?
Both of them. Galric's a good man, but if we're facing incursions from House Mardoth, you know what they'll do, don't you? They'll kill me, and then they'll kill him. They won't need to kill Aldrich, because Aldrich's a little boy playing at soldiers. And there's one thing that soldiers are good at, and that's dying.
Aldrich is a very honorable man. Much better of a person than you are, that's for sure. You must have gotten that from his mother.
Well, perhaps he did. Perhaps he did. And what did you get from her? Her wisdom? Her cunning? Her knowledge of when to speak and when to observe in watchful silence? Admirable traits. Seem to have passed you by. You think on it, boy. You strum your little guitar while you can.
Banjo-Lele.
I'm not going to say it. It's not a real word.
Father.
Seems to me the only people I can trust here are the ones to whom I'm not related. But we will see what Bone Mother Talora can learn from them. Now, away with you. Take your hat with you.
Well, I wasn't going to leave it in bad company, and then I storm out.
Okay. Hagen and Bellis. Thora leads you away from the main hall and down to the chapel of the Ghost Mother, on the edge of Vallandor's sprawling, meandering, chaotic cemetery. So, while the sons of House Vallandor impress their father, perhaps it is time that you impressed me.
I look expectantly at Hagen.
We questioned one of the captured spies, the ones who intercepted us. He was reluctant to reveal information, though, and he looks back at Bellis. I believe Bellis got more out of it than I did.
I suppose that's correct.
In fact, I suspect that Bellis has known a little bit more about this the entire time, but I know better than to try and pry the secrets from a moonwhite.
I see.
He tried to hide it, but he was reported to from us by our dear Captain of the Guards, our Captain Borak.
You're saying that Captain Borak
Oh, yes.
alerted House Mordath
Yes.
to your presence at Highthorn.
Oh, yes.
So the Highthorn force wasn't there to strike a blow against Vallandor.
No.
What were they there for, Bellis?
They were there for the eye, like us.
They sought to retrieve it.
Mm-hmm. But they didn't succeed. Here it is.
You produce it.
Yes. Now, I kept this a secret from everybody else because we might use this to our advantage to flush out not just Captain Borak, but those that might be within our house giving him orders.
You believe that Borak is not working alone in his treachery to House Mordath.
He could, but he also could not. I mean, he had everything to gain by usurping the position of our house weapon master. But then there might actually be somebody manipulating him to do exactly that, or do somebody's bidding. This is a house with a tradition of political machinations and secrecies and backstabbings. We should not be naive, in my opinion.
Something still bothers me.
And that is what?
How much did we know about the layout of the Kalian Circle before we went? Very little.
Yes. Although the Kalian Circle had its own traitor inside as well.
You know this for sure?
Oh yes, I got this from the dying mind of the head of the Kalian Circle.
Your powers as a priestess of the Ghost Mother have served you well twice then on this little expedition.
Indeed. I didn't get the opportunity to look into the nature of the tiefling god, like we discussed. But I presumed that coming back with the eye would provide us that opportunity by itself.
She looks down toward the eye, and there's a picture popped up of it now. It's spilling pale silver light all across the table. It runs like water, drips slowly to the floor, pools argent lambent fluid. You think you see something moving within the crystal. Something like the fluttering of wings. That's interesting. Talora leans forward, examines it more closely. I can see something moving in there.
So could I. A fluttering thing.
Did you see this at Highthorn?
I don't believe I did. Did we? I don't think so.
No, it was in a large pool of water, filling the pool with silver light.
Mm-hmm.
But you didn't see anything like this. If I'm not mistaken, it's getting stronger.
It was in a pool of water when we were seeing it. Maybe we should return it to that state.
What kind of water?
I didn't bother to check. I didn't get the opportunity to check, to be honest.
She almost immediately takes a couple of steps back. The fluttering gets stronger, more pronounced. You can definitely see wings, sparks of blue light. You think you can hear a noise, a distant, high-pitched whining noise, getting louder, closer, more piercing by the moment.
I look for a receptacle. Is there a place where there's water where I can put it in?
There are bowls. You could pour water into a bowl.
I do this.
Okay.
I suppose maybe we should bless it, the water?
You reach for the bowl, grab hold of it. In that moment, the light from the crystal reaches a piercing intensity, flooding upwards and outwards in the chamber. And the distant, high-pitched keening noise becomes a full-throated... Out of the crystal, out of the light, a horrendous, fluttering, wavering shape bursts into view. You see wings. You see some kind of beak, claws. All of it almost too rapidly for your minds to take in. An immense form bursting out and into the chamber. Bone Mother Talora shouts, "Behind me! Behind me!"
I run behind her.
Hagen wastes no time getting behind her.
Okay, from her pouch, she pulls fine silver dust and begins sprinkling in a circle around her, uttering rapid prayers to the Ghost Mother under her breath.
I start casting as well.
Okay.
Hagen just looks on.
Okay, and then you are able to catch a full glimpse of it, as for a moment it ceases its wild fluttering, and this is what you see.
What is that?
It's hard even to make out exactly what you're looking at. It seems to twist and bend space by its very presence, its head appearing refracted as if through multiple panes of glass. Deep-set, blazing eyes glare at you as its pinions spread, flapping madly like a moth trapped within the perimeters of a candle flame. Bone Mother Talora just finishes the last incantations of her protective circle. The thing rushes forward, and you can actually see it bounce off thickened air. It looks around, throws its head back, and gives another piercing cry, and then goes straight toward one of the nearest walls. Just as it's about to hit the wall, the stone of the wall shimmers, and the entity passes through the stone and out of sight.
Where is it gone?
Stay within the circle, the Bone Mother says. She looks toward the wall. That is 17 feet of solid stone, and then an outer courtyard. I'm not even sure it's gone through the wall at all.
What do you mean?
Creatures of this nature can move orthogonal to our plane of existence.
The spell I cast was Thought Capture.
a single word.
Freedom!
Shit.
What exactly did we bring back to this place?
We set something free.
Bone Mother
guess.
cocks her head to one side. Could it have been holy water?
Is this possible?
For future reference, that would have been good to know in advance.
There was no opportunity for me to figure that out.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Perhaps if you did not keep secrets to yourself all the time, one of us could have given you some advice on the matter.
But that was a call I had to make.
Do the rest of us hear all this screaming, by the way?
Okay. The sound echoes through Vallandor. A knife striking into the depths of your minds. You feel it as much as you hear it. A blade piercing your psyches. Even as troops are mobilizing to find the source of this ululating cry, there come screams, very mortal, terrified screams. The sounds of blades clashing, howls of pain, and then horrible, horrible silence. Aldrich,
I run towards the sound of blades clashing.
they're your men. Doubtless you'd be first on the scene. You come stumbling to the far end of the cemetery, where one of the low barracks is located. To describe them as bodies would be optimistic. They are parts of what were men, impressionistic renderings of flesh and viscera and fragmented bone. Something has torn these men apart from the inside out.
Aldrich dry heaves.
If the rest of you are going to find the sound of the screams, you'll arrive on the scene with Aldrich only shortly thereafter.
I look for any survivors, not that I'm expecting to find any.
No, you estimate half a dozen men fell here in less than a minute. More guards come running out of the far side of the barracks, and likewise equal parts of dismay and horror at what they're seeing.
Is there any sign of the creature?
No sign of any creature.
Or
Captain
assailant?
Lorak appears with a tight squad of his guards a moment or so later. What's happened? By the 9 and the 11. Did you see what did this?
No. I heard a keening wail and then this.
I heard it also.
I think this is...
Founders and the urges. What could do this to...
Let's find Bone Mother to Laura.
Well, the barracks is on the opposite side of the cemetery. You see the Bone Mother, presumably with Bellis and Hagen on either shoulder, hurrying between the ancient and corroded graves. She looks back toward you and Hagen, Bellis. Yes, as I expected. It crossed this space 100 yards or more in a moment or two.
What did this?
Shanta, no, you don't recognize the scream, never having heard anything of that particular magnitude before. But it's absolutely enough to catch your attention.
Okay.
Judarian, you'll have heard it too. Avila, you going to go and see what the screaming is about too? Or
Yeah, I arrive on the scene where Aldrich is.
okay.
Yep, same.
Keep your eyes open. This might... Whatever did this might still be around.
What is it anyway? Do we know?
There was... She looks towards you, Bellis. Bellis,
Yes.
explain as best you can, please.
We brought back the eye.
You had the eye?
Yes.
You brought back
This
the eye.
whole time?
Yes.
Why did you keep that secret from us?
Because we wanted to use it.
And you
What did
used it, you have.
What did you do with the eye?
Nothing. I gave it to Mother Talora to find out who actually is the traitor in the house.
Did you keep
This
it in
again,
holy water?
Borak says. Sorry, say again, Shanta?
I just said, did you keep it in holy water?
Let me guess, you didn't.
Oh,
Well, isn't that just fine and dandy? So what have we got on our hands then?
Whatever
looked
was
right at-
inside it.
I looked right at it and I couldn't tell you what it was.
Do you not
Would you
remember
happen to-
what she said? What did the eye belong to?
A demon!
Congratulations.
Are you kidding me?
If this was
But
the eye of the demon, did the demon come out of its own eye?
It looked like it was something that was capturing the demon, actually.
So
Well, I mean, how many eyes did this thing have?
I counted 6,
Hmm.
but it was hard to tell. As Hagen rightly says, we looked directly at it. It was like staring at a reflection in a broken mirror.
Well,
There
if it
were
was tra-
wings. Please, say on.
if it was trapped in the eye once, then surely it can be returned to it.
I like that thinking. I like it.
well, I, for one, know I have no means of doing such a thing.
If anyone could do it, it'd be Tasker. Bellis, you didn't kill Tasker, did you?
You're muted.
Me?
No, Carl, you're muted.
Oh,
No.
Oh, okay. Weird. Then you're miming.
you didn't.
No, I did not kill her. I arrived on her last death rattle. She was poisoned, stabbed in the neck.
How did you get the eye?
She told me. Her
She
last
told you
words?
how to get it, but didn't tell you how to keep it safe?
No, she was dying. Her last words were the command were to open the portal, and she pointed it to take the eye. Which
It
I
seems strange that something so important would be kept secret from all of us.
Yes.
Especially now that it's flying around.
What I want to
was
know
gonna
is
go
why
back to
didn't
the eye.
why didn't this creature come out of its eye, as it were, before now? If it was not contained
I
on the
don't know.
journey here,
Can I do any sort of Arcana check, Mark?
The eye was kept in Bellis's pouch, wrapped in a cloth. It could be that exposure to sunlight was enough to waken it.
Chanta is feeling a lot of guilt. Because she thinks maybe I messaged you about it. I don't know. He's concerned.
We need to find out where this creature is.
Yes, and what to do about it.
What do you think we can do about this?
If not us, then we must find someone.
Well, we can't leave it here to destroy Vallandor.
I look at Bone Mother Talora. Do you have any answers for this?
She looks at Shanta. The eye of Kalax. answers to those with demon blood only.
I see.
I can protect you, Shanta, but I cannot command the demon to re-enter the eye. I believe only you could, if all others of the circle are dead. But first you would have to capture this thing.
And how do you capture something that does this to men?
I might have some ideas in that regard, Borak says. The armory has certain ancient weapons, silver blades. A small number remain from the Crusade of Tears. Unless I misunderstand my military history, the hordes of the Abyss are susceptible to silver, are they not? Tulora nods. They are. Very well then, Borak says. Here's what I propose. We reconvene here at the barracks in 20 minutes. I will get as good a map as I can of the fortress and what silver weapons remain. And we need to hunt this thing down.
Are we to capture it or to kill it?
He says, kill it, at the same time as Tulora says, capture it. And they turn and glare at each other.
Oh dear.
May I ask any of you, how many of you here have killed a demon?
I have not.
I've
Nearly-
heard songs about it.
Well, there's your answer.
Songs is going to help us now.
I believe that capturing it would strangely be easier than killing it.
I agree
Well-
with Shanta.
Certainly, if you have the ability to command it to enter its prison,
I think killing it will only send it back to its home.
and also deprives us of a source of wisdom.
Indeed.
That too.
Bone Mother, I will try to command it when we face it, but I've never done it before, so.
Nor have I. Demonology is not my area of expertise.
I looked at Shanta, and I put a hand on her shoulder. I believe in you. You can do this. Do you hear me?
Yeah.
Now, let's go find ourselves a silver sword.
Okay. Half an hour later, you reconvene in the central room of the barracks. Borak has a large parchment map of Fort Vallandor laid out on the table in front of him, held down at the edges with old crystal weights and such, like a dagger thrust through one end, keeping it pinned to the table. Vallandor is a maze, he says. But I sent out patrols, and my men report very clearly where this thing is not. It is away from all of the habitable areas, all of the well-trafficked parts of the fortress. Unless it has fled Vallandor entirely, that means it's lurking in the darkest parts of the fortress. That puts it either here, and he points toward the south wing, here, the cisterns, below the fortress. Or here, the catacombs below those.
How well do I know these areas? I mean, did I maybe play there as a kid?
You've played there as a kid. You know the kind of rough layout, the comings and goings.
And me as well.
Yeah. The old catacombs are ancient. No one has perhaps seen their full extent in years. An intertwining maze of tombs and mausolea and burial places. The cisterns are a series of large, water tanks, basically. Big stone repositories. Most of them are completely dry now. And the south wing is almost entirely in ruins, but nearest to the habitable area. Specifically, Borak says, this, and he points toward a courtyard on the map. The Court of Swallows. The catacomb cisterns and the south wing all feed into this place. I think if we separate into several small groups, we can drive it here. And there, perhaps Talora can hold it in one of your little circles, Bone Mother, allowing our tiefling here to deal with it.
If she intends to imprison it, do we have the holy water so that we may immediately immerse it?
I will ensure that holy water is on hand, the Bone Mother says.
Is there a way to perhaps bless my Ronser so that I can use that?
I can bless 3 of your weapons, but it will only be good for 1 strike.
Right.
Well, this will last a little longer, the captain of the guard says, and puts a big bundle of cloth on the table, pulls the cloth back, and bam, 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 out roll 5 weapons. Tarnished silver blades, but silver nonetheless. He reaches down and picks up a longsword.
Are there any short swords?
There are 2 short swords, a hand axe, and a dagger.
I'll claim the 2 short swords.
Oh,
I would suggest, Borak says, that each group have at least 1 silvered weapon.
That's a good idea. Are we splitting up in groups then? For each area?
I'll pick up
I
the
would-
dagger.
I would suggest groups of 2.
Is that a wise idea?
We can cover more ground that way. We could wander around in a large party for, let's face it, days, if not weeks in this fortress and not find it.
my Lord Aldrich, if I could trouble you, I would feel better with a short sword at my side.
Very well. I apologize. I was too eager.
Sorry,
I'm-
I just think that if we were to go into groups of 2, you saw the what happened in around the courtyard, right? That was a lot of men, and
Men without silver blades. And you are a sorceress, are you not? You can show it the touch of your fire, or whatever it is you do.
Oh, jeez.
I don't really think I'm that great in combat. And I don't really.
Be all right. We'll protect you.
That we will.
So who has silver weapons now?
So
Does
what's
anyone
left?
mind if I take the longsword?
What's left?
Mordak has the sword.
Mordak! I'll rock, paper, scissors.
He looks at you, looks at the blade, and turns it over hilt towards you.
Oh. Thank you.
You are a son of Vallandor. I would not think to withhold glory from you.
Yes, well, you should consider yourself lucky. I'm great at rock, paper, scissors.
So what's left? The hand axe, the dagger.
Yes.
No, somebody took the dagger.
Yeah,
I thought-
I picked up a dagger. Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
but I didn't know if anyone else wanted a dagger, and I had the hand axe.
I don't think I could wield a hand axe.
I could wield a hand axe.
Can I wield any of these weapons?
You could
Out of
probably
here?
wield a dagger.
Dagger.
Yeah.
I'm better with a sword than I am with an axe, but I'll use.
I'll tell you what.
whatever.
I'll tell you what, Jadarian. I hand you the short sword.
Thank you.
I'll take the axe.
I'll take.
This is a better balance.
She'll grab the dagger and her hands will just be shaking, like you just see the dagger. Like,
There. It'll be okay.
And what about the priestess?
I will remain
I'm talking about
in the
Bellis.
court of Oh,
Have a silver quarterstaff?
what stuff?
He painted.
I believe there's a curtain rod in one of the.
Just take one from Lord Vallandor's bedroom or whatever.
So Laura says, I can bless one of your weapons. It will be good for one strike only, but if you time it well, it could be enough.
Would this creature be susceptible to turning?
Creatures of the abyss are indeed susceptible to turning. The question is, how strong is your faith?
It'll be strong. Okay.
What chance do you reckon we stand of survival? Be honest with me.
You're not scared to die, are you?
I am.
Yeah, me too.
Not at all, but I'm not at any use if I'm dead.
Bone
We
Mother,
have-
do we have maybe some flasks of holy water which we can prepare, maybe?
We have seen this thing face to face. Our need is not to defeat it, but to drive it out of its hiding place and into the court of sparrows.
With that in mind,
I have holy water. I have half a dozen vials.
Good. That'll give me something to use.
would there be something we could use to act as a barrier to block off corridors, something along those lines, so that we can direct its motion?
It does not stop for physical barriers. We just saw that.
But perhaps fire, or a line of salt. I don't know. I've heard tales of such things.
Bone Mother, what was it that you used to ward it away from us before?
Protection from evil.
It was silver powder. This is a well thought, Aldrich. Return with me to my chapel, and we shall plunder my larder. Silver powder and holy water. Good.
I'm going to go with
What-
them, Mark.
What groups then do you want to split yourselves into?
Chanta will try and get with the person who she has seen probably be the most strong, and will probably want to go with Aldrich, considering I'm at 5 HP and that I am the only chance of capturing this thing by talking to it. So she'll probably kind of walk along to Aldrich and just say, I know you believed in me to do the thing, but I don't think it's very wise to trust me in a combat stance, and I think that the only real chance of me getting through this is if someone is with me in case we do come face to face with this thing.
Don't worry. I will. I'll protect you. Just do what you can. Okay, and that's good enough.
She'll just cling to his side.
Okay.
What?
Shanta.
You can stay with me. Just don't hold on to me. I need to be able to move.
Hold on.
Let go.
Jadarian would look to Hagen. Just give him a nod to team up again.
We got through alive before.
That leaves you and me, Vel.
Well, yes, Bellis, darling. Best till last, I suppose.
Absolutely.
Okay.
What is Captain? I looked at
Borak.
Captain Borak.
Borak is already talking to his men, splitting them up into small groups, pointing at areas on the map, giving them directions as to how to best attempt to either drive, or he is forced to admit, lure the creature.
I agree with your strategy, but I think it would be wise to provide your men with this powder, so that in the event the demon comes for them, they can prevent themselves from being, well, from suffering a fate like that.
Sound words, my lord. My men will then act as lures and channelers, shall we say, funneling the creature toward the ends of your blades.
Just like a boar hunt.
Just like a boar hunt. Except this time you'll actually do some work.
So, following Bone Mother Telora to her larder, I softly inquire whether it is a wise thing to follow the plan of the captain. Looking meaningfully at her.
I wanted to go with them, by the way, so to the larder.
Yeah, sure.
Aldrich, you're going with, aren't you?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah,
I'm gonna go get some. I'm gonna get some powder as well.
Well, I mean, we might as well all go now, you know.
I'm probably going as well.
I'm probably following Bellis.
That's how it is. I have the same concerns, the Bone Mother says. However, I believe this is a matter that lies beyond his loyalty to the house.
Let's hope so.
This is a matter of pure safety.
Do I hear this?
If you're all there, you will hear it, yes.
Is he not a trustworthy guy?
This information does not leave this room.
Knew it. We will deal with him later.
Not just him. So let's take it easy on it. He might have accomplices that are.
And they're going to be pushing towards us.
Pushing towards something. We don't know that yet. Using the eye was actually the plan for us to actually figure that out. It kind of backfired.
But if he knows that,
He doesn't.
Hagen,
not a
can you roll me a percentage dice, please?
Yes.
Save or die, Hagen.
A percentage dice.
Ellis, in future, you can trust me, with especially the eye.
77.
77. Okay.
I'm sorry, dear. I had to make a call. This is what I did. It turned out badly.
I understand. Mistakes happen.
So does the traitor know that the eye's here?
No.
No. Well, that's good at least.
Where is the shell, if you will, of the eye?
I
now?
look at Bone Mother Telora.
She produces it from her robes.
Okay. I assume when I command it, or try to command it to get back in, wouldn't they figure out then that we have the eye?
Then we'll see him play his true cards.
Just be ready for it. All of you.
We'll need to discuss after where we're going to keep the eye. It needs to stay safe.
Wasn't the captain there when we discussed trapping it again within the eye?
No.
Yes, he was.
Was he?
Yeah,
I
he
don't think
was.
so.
Yeah, he
He
was.
was.
So he already
no.
knows.
So he knows.
He knows. He knows that it's here, and I
Perhaps
assume
he
that he
has-
knows that what it can do, and therefore I assume he wants to prevent us from achieving this particular goal, because it stands the chance of outing him.
If he
Yeah.
wanted the eye, you don't think that he was the one who attacked my home? Do you?
He's in league with those that did.
Mm.
But what I'm a little bit more concerned about, that he is now putting a plan into action that separates us all and makes us into smaller groups of 2, which he might be able to handle to get the eye.
And then he can blame the deaths
Of
on
course.
the demon.
And
Oh,
if
this
the
is
bone
why
very
you're the
convenient.
smart one.
if the bone mother's on her own with the eye waiting
Yes.
just on her own.
Wow.
One of our 3 groups must stay with her.
I will stay with her.
Yes, and me also.
You protect her.
I will, with
Yes.
my life.
With your floppy hat.
Yes.
I know I agreed, Aldrich, to stay with you, but I do think that the eye is my main priority, and I do think I'd rather stick with it. Along
Very
with,
well.
if someone was to lure the demon in and we hadn't, they'd have to wait until we got there for me to command it in, essentially.
True. That leaves me on my own.
You could always go with the elves.
I could. But that doesn't really split us into many groups, but perhaps that's better.
Yeah, perhaps.
So what groups do we have? We need 3 groups, right?
Do we?
Could
I
have,
don't know.
you could have
We have-
brotherly time.
We have 2 groups now. Well, 3 if you count the captain's men and him.
But do we count it?
Well,
What are your revised groups then?
Shanta is joining Bellis, Evel, and Bone Mother,
And you're going with
and I'm
Elf
going
Guns.
with
Unless Aldrich and
with the
Avel
dynamic duo.
Yeah. Us brothers could always go together.
We could, but then it would leave the Bone Mother with only. No offense, but they wouldn't have a
None
physical barrier between them and whatever was trying to attack them.
That's true.
And you
Alright
have a
then.
sword.
I do, a very big one.
Agreed.
Yes.
I have heard you brag about it often.
Yeah, you know. All the ladies love my big sword, so it's fun.
Boys, is this the moment?
Are we at the pantry yet?
Are we there yet?
Okay. We have to listen to more of this.
We can assume that you guys have been stocked with a holy water each and
Okay.
plenty of silver dust to work as barriers for whatever this thing is.
Can I take some
before-
silver dust?
Before everyone splits off, can I do my inspiration?
Yes.
Please.
So
Oh
you're gonna
yes, you're going
you're
to
gonna either-
love this.
go on then.
Right. So before we all split off and catch a demon, I think I'm going to inspire you. So here's a little song I wrote, and he gets out his banjolele, and just starts jamming.
What's the song about? I mean, I'm not going to make you sing it this early in the campaign.
Killing demons and shit.
I want to hear you sing it.
What a coincidence that you have one written.
Yes, well,
really wanted it to be what Void put in.
Leia, I can see you bobbing your head to the sound of the music in your own head.
Yeah.
I think we need to hear it. Yeah.
I mean,
Obviously, that song about Hagen dropping his bow. Or that.
No.
oh yes,
Please, no.
that's such a good one. Hagen, don't drop your bow this time. I believe in you. Let's go.
Using a sword.
Don't
Okay.
drop your sword this time. Let's go.
So- For the first round of any encounter with the demon, each of you will be at +1 to hit.
Oh, nice.
You're welcome.
I'd like to do something if I can.
Of
I
course.
don't know if this works, but you can tell me. But he will lay. How much dust do I get?
About this much. I mean,
So
what do you?
like a handful or something. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I want to sprinkle this over some arrows. If you say you could probably do it over 1 arrow, 6 arrows, or whatever you.
Oh, you mean you want to? Okay, right.
Why- Maybe we
with
can
your-
melt some silver, and you can dip your arrows in that.
In the what? Sorry.
Maybe we can melt some silver. and
Well,
dip your
I
arrows in
could
that.
either. Yeah, I don't know if we've got time for that, but
No, if time is of the essence, melting the silver down and getting the weighting right on the tips of the arrows is not a good idea. However, you have a certain facility with alchemy and herbalism, so you could certainly concoct fairly rapidly a very thin adhesive paste that will allow you to dip, shall we say, 6 arrows worth.
yeah, I was going to cast a spell to see if that worked on it. But yeah, if I could do that, then great.
If you have a spell instead on that.
Well,
whatever
I've
I
got
need.
mending. Would mending? Could I do mending?
A cantrip
Yeah,
would probably
sure.
do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. That's a nice use of that. Do that.
Yeah, so obviously, I don't know how much, say 6 arrows, then he'll place out 6 arrows and sprinkle some silver dust, and you'll hear the words of also Kati Palinda, and he'll keep repeating that, and you'll see some like sprinkles of like silver just sort of staple itself to the arrows, and I'll just keep them into one part, and I'll put them in one part of the quiver.
I would
Excellent.
if I've got any heavy stones with my staff sling, I would like to use change cantrip and turn them, if I can, into like little balls of silver instead. If
Okay.
that's a possibility. And with the holy water and things, if I can separate them into the smaller vials and then use them potentially as a slingshot to then propel at them.
Okay, nice. They'll do less damage, but yes, you can. Yeah.
And did the
As for stones, Vallandor is falling apart. So you've only just kind of got to lean against a wall, and you'll come away with a handful.
Okay, that's good. Whenever I use my staff sling, I'll use change or whenever I pick up a stone, I'll turn it into
Yep.
the silver.
Okay.
thing.
All right. So you amass a veritable silver-sized arsenal of weapons and divide yourselves into 2 groups. So initially, it was to be 3 to search the catacombs, the cisterns, and the south wing. Out of those 3, which one are you going to leave unattended by you guys?
What do I know of these 3 different locations? And
The catacombs are the deepest part of the fortress, down amongst the old foundations, burial chambers, crypts, and mausoleums. The cisterns lie above them, closer to the surface. Vaults, once filled with water, now considerably less so. The south wing is where the cisterns emerge toward the surface, and it's through the south wing that you would have to push the demon to get it to come out into the Court of Swallows, where Bone Mother Talora is hoping to hold it fast.
We should probably, if we're with the Bone Mother, we should probably do that area. So then me, Bellis, Avel, and the Bone Mother can be there looking and trying to lure, and then if it does come out, we know it's going to come out of that area, essentially.
Okay. So you guys are going to stand ready in the south wing for it to come toward the Bone Mother.
Mm-hmm. Well, she's coming. She's with us, I think, isn't she? Because we wanted to protect her, just in case.
We can go first as a group, as the third group, and go in and push our way towards the room where we want to capture it, so that we know that that route that we go in, it's clear of, and then you guys can follow the other ones, and then we still achieve our goals.
All right, so Vel, Bellis, and Shanta go to the catacombs, try and, if it's in there, push it forward, and then take a rapid route up to the south wing to meet it as it's coming out of the cisterns.
I think that's a good plan.
That's an interesting idea. Okay.
And that leaves the cistern for us?
Yeah,
yes.
And you guys will start your journey a little bit later, so that we get time to set up at the point where everything meets.
Okay.
Okay, good.
And just a quick confirmation, did the Mistress Talora bless our weapons?
Yes.
For one hit? Yes, okay.
Yes.
Oh, and I got the axe, so can I just also go to the armory and replace the short swords that I left behind in Highthorn?
Yes, of course.
So I have a pair of short swords.
Yeah.
I pick out the nicest pair I can find. The ones with the little embellishment of a House Vallandor.
With a little crest on it.
Yes.
Okay.
Wow,
cool.
cute.
You're not there, man. No. So this hand axe is just like a throwing axe, right?
Hand or throwing, yeah.
Okay.
All right. Avel,
Yeah.
Bellis, Chanta. You leave briefly the Bone Mother at the Court of Sparrows, the central courtyard to which you're hoping to finally drive this thing, and head down an old, winding staircase that leads you deep, far below the fortress, until you reach its ancient catacombs. And Captain Borak bids you good hunting and says, we will hopefully see you on the other side.
Yeah, man, you too.
Chanta just stares at him.
The crypts are decrepit, forgotten, filled with the crumbling memories of yesteryear. Avel, Bellis, Shanta, you work your way cautiously between the tombstones and funeral biers and sarcophagi, looking at the names of ancient fallen members of House Vallandor and their entourages stretching back centuries to the time when Kashigari was a nation, before the Crusade of Tears, before House Vallandor led the assault that destroyed it.
Try to pay attention to the names if I can.
You've been down here once or twice, Bellis, for your initiation with Bone Mother Talora, where she summoned cold voices from the graves They're silent now. Almost silent. Up ahead, you hear a soft scraping across stone. The sound of something moving furtively. A low, moaned exhalation.
What on earth is that?
Shh.
What on earth is that?
Shanta holds the dagger, like, shaking.
I look at the Bone Mother.
She's back at the Court of Shadows, Court of Sparrows. Don't forget.
Ah, okay.
Oh dear.
You're going to go and rejoin her after you've done a quick sweep of the catacombs.
Okay. Then I would say that might be one of the Undying. Let's have a look.
What? No.
There's Undying here?
Some things don't want to stay dead.
Are you telling me that there are zombies underneath the place that I sleep?
Scratching at your bedpost. Dear.
That's where all those marks came from.
Yes, it certainly would.
And you
My
thought of my
lord.
kitties.
Up ahead, an area of phosphorescent moss is suddenly eclipsed by shadow. You think something has come out and then pulled back very briefly. That scraping noise comes again. And once more, that low, moaning exhalation, like a soft burst of breath, a dying whisper. What are you guys doing?
I cast shield.
I cast a light spell at where that.
Right.
Does Shanta wet herself?
She's close
Yes.
to you, I'm not gonna lie.
Gonna wee.
She's getting
I've just got my longsword at the ready, kind of also peeing myself.
Okay.
I learn from the best, you know.
Bellis, you weave illusory light from the air itself and send it floating forward through the crypt. The shadows move as if alive as the light sweeps past them. And flood the corner of the shadow chamber. Just as the light is about to reach its full illumination, you hear that low moaning exhalation again. And this time it's a word. Roldo. Oh, yeah, Roldo, like that. Yeah. And then what sounds like a man's low laughter. And then the light floods. By the gods! Oh! A man kind of stumbles out. He's got his pants around his ankles. His sword is fully visible. He looks like in complete shock at you. Tries to pull his breeches up. You recognize it as Roldo, one of the kitchen staff.
Jesus Christ, man!
A woman's head pokes out from behind one of the crypts. It's Taria, another one of the cooks.
Oh.
What are you doing down here? Roldo says.
What are we doing?
Back to the kitchen.
My father will hear about this.
now Shanta wets herself.
Why do you have to do
It's like a
that?
special defensive thing.
To touch someone when they've wet themselves. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Okay, Roldo tightens his belt and kind of head down. Please don't tell him, my lord. He doesn't have to hear. We were just... Taria pushes him. They know what we were just, she says. And not even daring to look you in the eye, she follows Roldo away from the catacombs.
Did something destroy your clothes?
The walk of
Oh my
shame.
god, you know what? Just don't worry about it, Chanta.
If they're down here, I don't think that the demon's down here.
No, perhaps not, although you wouldn't be able to hear anything over what they were doing.
I think that Rolder was doing a nice job.
You know what, Chanta? You're not wrong.
I think we don't have to worry about the undying in this part of the catacombs. I think they all ran away.
Yeah.
Although I don't know which one's worse, this or undying under your bedpost.
Chanta just kind of like is just kind of embarrassed that she got spooked so easily.
Your light spell flickers. It goes and burns a weird green color momentarily.
Should it do that?
No.
Oh no!
And then it goes out. There is a sudden flood of freezing air. And then it's in front of you. And for those of you who haven't seen it before, this is suddenly filling the open spaces between two tombs. A wild, clashing cacophony of wings, a head that looks like it's refracted through multiple panes of glass, and burning, burning eyes. And it gives that awful, keening yell. And hurls itself towards you. Let's have a quick initiative roll, shall we?
Oh.
Now she has finished peeing. All the rest of it is now out. 5.
26. Where's my d6? 5.
Okay, and a 5.
Oh.
All right, Avel.
Crap. I mean, I don't want to fight this thing. I think. I mean, the whole plan was to lure it towards the Bone Mother, right?
Yeah.
So, can I taunt it, perhaps? Is that a good
Sure.
idea?
That might well work. Yeah.
I don't know. Okay.
Well, I taunt it and then sort of run back and hope that it'll pursue you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Make me a charisma check, please. Roll d20 and
Higher than my charisma?
No, don't get higher. Don't get higher than 17. 1 to 17 is a success. As high as you can, though.
13.
13. All right. What exactly do you taunt it with? What do you say?
Haha. Look at you, stupid thing.
Well, that's a deeply eloquent aspersion cast upon its demonic majesty.
He is peeing himself right now. He can't think.
Avel, I think that's me.
Yeah, that's right. You'd never be able to pull off this look, and he points to his hat.
Okay.
You want it? You're gonna have to come get it, loser.
Whether the thing understands you or not, it certainly responds. It rushes forward, wings flaring, as horrendous jaws opening. It's straight at you. However, before it reaches you, both Bellis and Shanta get an action.
Is it reaching for Avel?
It's chasing Avel, yes.
Okay. I cast a spell.
Yep.
And I sprinkle a fine dust on Chanta.
Yes.
Bless her with protection from evil things.
Okay, so it can't touch Shanta now. All right. And Shanta, what do you do?
I would like to, and do tell me if I can't do this. My mirror image, can I make it move?
Yeah, it moves with you, yes.
Oh, it moves with me. Okay.
Yep.
I will cast that, and I will run towards the Bone Mother, hoping it will chase me in my mirror image.
Okay, there is a whole flood of images burst into being around you, and as you may or may not know from the spell, they're all doing different things. One is pointing at the creature, one appears to be casting a spell, another looks like it's bending down to tie its shoelace, but they're all moving in a weaving maze of mirrored reflections all around you as you race past it and, well, keeping pace with the Vel, try to lure it away out of the catacombs and toward the next part of the funnel, which is the cisterns.
As I run, I will try and grab Bellis to
following.
bring her.
Okay, no,
Yeah, everyone, come on.
not being left behind here.
No.
Okay. And so you start running. Okay. Meanwhile,
Oh.
Jadarian, Hagen, Aldrich. While your companions have gone deeper into the catacombs, you make your way to the cisterns of Vallandor. And they're all one variation or other on this.
Is it illuminated like this, or do we need to bring our own light source?
Because it's fairly near the surface, here and there are openings to the sky above, through skylights above, sorry. So sunlight from the late afternoon can filter in and give some sporadic illumination.
Okay. Well, I allow my eyesight to adjust to the darkness and try and see if I can see anything in there.
What do I see?
Well, Hagen and Jadarian, your fine elven eyes pick out details all throughout that are only vaguely apparent to Aldrich. Fine bits of stonework, the shimmer and glimmer of the light on the water. And what appears to be loosened stones at the rear of one of the cisterns.
I'm not going to
Hold.
Okay.
What do you see?
These stones here, they're loose. Hagen goes to inspect them, running a hand over them.
Okay. Give me a percentage roll, please.
Oh boy. 42.
Okay. So it is that you fail to detect a small, very simple tripwire over the stones, a defense, which when you spring it, a dart flies out from between the cracks. It's only a small prick. But can I get a d20 roll from you, please? A saving throw against poison. And this is as high as you want.
I'll take a look at the modifier in a second. I rolled a 17.
That's absolutely a pass.
Okay.
Yeah. You managed to pull the needle out before whatever venom is discharged into your bloodstream. You can just see it gleaming on the end of the barb in the thin, pale light.
You okay?
I'll have a look.
I was careless, but I don't think I was poisoned.
Well, you let me know if you feel funny.
I'll check him over to make sure he's not been...
No, there's
Then we'll have to get you out of here quick.
There's like a little bead of blood on his finger. You can see it now that you know where to look. Someone has loaded a little tiny, not even a mechanical spring. It's like they've taken a piece of plant fiber, tightly wound it. When the thin fiber tripwire is dislodged, it springs forward.
Does it look like it was newly made?
Yeah, it does. It's not been here long.
How odd.
What poison is it?
You think it is a scorpion venom of some kind.
Would I recognize that?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a white scorpion venom. It's not a very powerful poison, but they're common all over the Kashigarian desert.
We should be cautious.
Yeah.
If there's one, there are likely to be more.
Well, we knew there
Oh, wait,
was
this
two
is
enemies
just
here.
in some wall in the cistern?
Well, you can see, now that you're close to it, you can indeed see that some of the stones appear to have been removed and replaced. The mortar between them is gone. And this little trap device was to discourage anybody, presumably, of looking any more closely.
Would I know what would be behind this wall? I mean, have I been to this part of the house
No,
before?
it's just. I mean, okay. If you look at the back of the picture on Roll20, see the staircase kind of going up.
Yeah.
Right at the very back. Yeah, the stones are inset into that.
Oh no.
As if someone had taken blocks out from underneath the stair.
Does it look like the trap is sprung and no longer a danger?
Yes, to your keen trap-finding eyes, it does.
Why? Hagen, does it look? Do you think it's safe now?
Hagen, you're fairly certain it's safe.
I'm never sure that anything is safe, but yes.
Well, let's see what everybody was hiding. Why don't you take a step back? Or unless you want to just stand here and look at this wall.
Oh,
I'm good with that too.
Yes, Hagen takes a step back.
I take the haft end of my ranseur and I just with a good solid thunk I see if I can dislodge one of the bricks.
Yeah, it comes away quite easily. The mortar, as I said, has been removed, and you strike it solidly with your haft, and the brick collapses out.
And then
Beyond, you can see a dark alcove with a number of items wrapped up in soft leather cloth.
I'm going to be keeping an eye out while he's doing this.
Okay, I'll very carefully start removing bricks and just placing them on the stairs.
Yeah. Well, you expose a good-sized bundle someone's stored in here and concealed.
I don't suppose they left a laundry tag on their bag.
They did not leave a laundry tag on their bag, no.
A big name, a monogram. Well, I'll carefully see if I can open the contents.
Okay. You untie the toggles around the leather, unroll it. There's a water flask, dried meat and dried fruit, a bedroll, a finely made hand crossbow, and 6 small bolts, all tied up with a fine piece of string, and kind of in the middle of the bolts, like down their center, is a long, slender glass vial with a pale yellow liquid in it.
Is it more scorpion poison?
It is indeed more scorpion poison, yes.
Just quickly, guys, if you are eating, to mute your mic, because we hear every crunch.
Okay. Hagen, this looks like your kind of weaponry. If you wish to take it, it's not something I'm particularly useful at.
Yes, I'll take it, but
I'm much more curious about who put it here.
as am I.
Someone recent.
Recent indeed, but for what purpose?
I'm going to look around the room, make sure no one's hiding down here.
Who are these bolts intended for?
And more importantly, why were they preparing for a journey? Like an escape plan. This is a traveling bundle.
I do wonder if our captain of the guard knows something more about this.
Is there anything else in the alcove that would suggest who the owner of this stuff is?
No.
Okay.
Whoever they are, they're professional enough not to leave identifying marks.
Using my skill as a weaponsmith, can I see who might have built this crossbow? Are there any kind of sigils or monograms on them?
It's nobody local.
Okay.
The sheer technology required needs a master armorer of the kind there really aren't in the Southlands. You need to go as far north as Ub or maybe even Damarish to find something like this.
Right. And is the weapon in a particular style that would identify the culture of origin?
It's Imperial for sure.
Okay.
It's a fine weapon. I doubt any of the normal guardsmen could afford this.
As soon as they realize that we've discovered their hiding place, they'll go to ground. We need to move immediately.
Let's put the bricks back.
Okay.
It'll be too late now.
Uh,
The person that placed us here will know that we've been here.
it's a professional work. Yeah. Still, they'll know if a piece is out of place.
Well, at least we've deprived them of their.
You hear a voice, distant voice, growing louder. It sounds very much like your brother, Avel, shouting, "Run! Run faster!"
All right. Well,
Time to
I
go.
go towards the sound.
Okay.
Oh, before I do a line of silver dust on the floor here.
Okay. Avel comes hurtling out of one of the lower corridors leading up from the catacombs. Moments behind him is Shanta, and she's pulling Bellis along behind her. When it bursts out of the passageway behind them, you see what all the trouble has been about describing what this thing actually looks like. Its face is a flanged mass of possibilities, all phasing in and out of reality at the same time. Gleaming light shines from a metallic brow, beneath which burn multiple fiendish eyes. And unless you need me to do it again, you can presume that it's making that horrendous shrieking noise at the top of its abyssal lungs.
I have forgotten what it sounds like. I'd like Thank you.
Why would you do that?
Can't be healthy.
The audience is now deaf.
Okay, we run with them then.
Yeah, Shanta is definitely pegging it as fast as she can.
Okay.
If I have any control of my major witchery mirror images, I would like them to be kind of trying to attract attention. If I don't have any control, then
Okay.
wearing their shoes still.
Right. Well, it's swiped away a couple of Shanta's mirror images in the pursuit, but Avel and Shanta and Bellis go hurtling past across the chamber. But you realize just in the speed with which they're moving, the route that they're taking it will not lead them directly up through the south wing. You're going to need to find a way to distract it from its pell-mell pursuit behind them. What are you going to do?
I'll shoot it.
Okay.
Smart.
Smart. Its armor class is 18.
That'll be a 19 then. Oh, hang on. No, hang on. Might be the wrong character.
The wrong character?
No, that'd be a miss then. So that would be a 17. Sorry.
Oh, okay. So your arrow just flies just past it. Second shot, or are you moving as well?
Oh, well, that would be a free shot.
Oh, that's your knocked arrow. Of course it was. Okay, right.
So yeah, I'll shoot again then.
Well, okay, go ahead.
That would have definitely hit. That's armor class 20.
Give me an initiative first, please, guys.
Okay.
We're doing that in roll 20, right?
No, you can just roll it and tell me.
Oh, okay.
I did. I got a 5.
Do you want me to re-roll?
I'm presuming that Bellis and Avel and Shanta are still running. If you want to
Yeah.
stop and fight, you can.
Oh no, I'm running.
A 4.
8.
Yeah.
8.
Well, we're still luring it out, aren't we?
Yeah, okay, so 4 for Hagen and 8 for Aldrich. And what did you get there, Jadarian?
8.
And 8 as well. Okay. Right, it's on a 5.
I rolled a 6.
And you got a 6. Okay. Right, Jadarian, make your shots.
That's
One,
12.
that was a 20 there, you said, yeah?
12 damage.
Okay, so this was one of the silvered arrows.
And I could take another shot and run.
Well, if you want to.
No, I'm going to save that for a parry.
Okay, the arrow strikes home. The thing stops, spins, spreads its wings, The light shines brilliantly at its forehead, and it sweeps across the chamber toward you. At the same time, however, Aldrich.
As it sweeps towards me, I set my Ranceur to receive a charge.
It's not charging.
Oh, it's not charging? Oh. In that case, I'm just going to hit it with my Ranceur.
Okay.
As it approaches.
Yep.
It has one hit. Ooh, 17 to hit plus 5, so that's 23 to hit.
Okay.
And the damage is... Sorry. It's 12.
Whoa, okay. It's taken 24 damage already from 2 solid blows. And this was with the Ranceur, which was blessed.
Yes.
So there's a flare of white holy light as it strikes the creature. Smoke pours from a wound on the thing's side, and it spins around, Jadarian momentarily forgotten to face you.
I use my remaining attack as a parry.
Yeah, okay. Bellis, you're stopping running?
Yeah. He's focusing on Aldrich at the moment, isn't he?
It is, yes.
I will cast a spell.
Which spell?
To protect Aldrich with the protection as well.
Okay. You step forward, spray the dust over Aldrich, and then you discover the thing is not making a physical attack against him at all. That bright light reaches a crescendo point and blasts forward, striking Aldrich full in the chest. Aldrich, that's 6 damage.
Oh,
Ouch. No saves or anything?
No, it has to make it a hit roll. You're knocked off your feet. He goes sprawling backwards, skidding in the water.
Ouch.
Yeah. Pale white smoke billowing from your burned wound on your chest. Hagen.
Well, I have to defend Aldrich at least. I guess I'm going to draw my short sword and go in on him.
Okay.
Try to draw his attention.
The thing is armor class 18.
Yeah. All right. Let's see how I do.
That's focus.
No, that's only going to be a 15.
Okay. Yeah, your blade slashes outward and just kind of gets lost in amongst the strange, shifting, planar, shimmering images. You're not even sure whether you hit it, miss it, accidentally stab it in the middle of next week. Either way, it shows no sign of taking any damage.
Let's keep ignoring it.
Hearing Aldrich's cries of pain, when it does get to my turn, am I able to change my action from running?
Okay, new round. Then you can take actions on the new round. So initiative for everyone, please.
Okay.
Are we ride it each round, do we?
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll give it a go and see how it works.
All right. Sure.
1.
7.
5.
Modified 6.
4 again.
Okay, Aldrich.
5.
5. Bellis.
Modified 6.
6. Chanta.
1.
Oh dear. Hagen.
4.
Jadarian.
7.
And Avel.
4.
Okay. Jadarian, what do you do?
Seeing that Aldrich's down, how far away am I from it?
As close as you need to be. You can move to melee or you can stay at missile range if you want.
Well, obviously, my free action, I just shout, we need to get to, obviously, the chamber, which is where... Are we at the chamber?
No, you've got to get through the south wing first, and then you'll emerge out at the courtyard where Bone Mother Talora is waiting.
So we need to move.
Yes.
And I'll shoot twice again.
Yep.
1 hit, 1 miss. And that would be only 9 damage this time. I've got 2 silver arrows left.
Okay. Thing's taken over 30 points of damage
And then
is
I
showing
run.
no sign of injury, just still madly clashing its wings together. They're making a sound like metal being smashed together, like metal plates. Then you turn and run with elven agility, heading toward the great hall that leads through the south wing. Okay, Bellis.
Is trying to keep ahead of the elf.
You're going to try and keep ahead of the elf.
Oh, yes.
So you're putting all your action into running.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, you hitch your robes up around your spindly white knees and run, Bellis! Faster! Okay, that was a 6-5. Aldrich.
Okay, am I in melee range with this thing?
Yes, you are.
So if I were to turn tail and run, it would get a free attack against me, correct?
A bit.
A bit, right.
Yeah.
So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use one of my attacks to take the silver powder and just throw it at its form, and then turn tail and run.
Okay. All right.
So I'm hoping to use the silver powder that it doesn't like silver or something.
Okay. Did you take a holy water?
I did, yes. I actually, that's probably a better thing to use.
I am a kind and generous dungeon master.
Yes, you are. You are very kind. I forgot completely about the holy water, and I will.
He's a pretty boy, but not very bright.
Yes, I got hit. I got hit on the head. Remember?
Yeah.
Or blasted in the chest.
The brains are with the younger brother, right?
Ooh. Go ahead. I'm a class 18.
A 2.
Oh no, you klutz.
I'll just run anyway.
Yeah, you get to your feet, attempt to throw. The pain in your chest is so bad that you mistime it. The holy water shatters, spreading out and diffusing amongst the scummy water at the bottom of the cistern, and then you run. And indeed, it lunges for you as you flee.
It has the protection on him, eh? So.
He does. And that's actually enough to hit, and it discovers the protection when it's unable to touch.
Nice.
You're racing off after your companions, leaving Hagen, Avel, and Shanta alone with the demon. Hagen and Avel, you get actions at the same time as the demon. It turns on both of you and splits its attacks between you.
Oh.
Hagen, a claw comes lashing out toward you. Ooh.
Oh dear.
It's a glancing blow, 2 damage.
Okay.
That puts you on 5 now.
5. Did I take? Oh, that's right.
1 from the poison. Yeah.
That's right.
Another claw toward Shanta. 19, that's going to be a hit as well.
Yes.
3 damage, Shanta.
Oh god.
The claw strikes you hard across the side of the head, sending you sprawling.
I thought I had a protection from Bellis.
It's gone. It's only 3 rounds.
Oh, alright.
And Avel. Oh my god, an 18. I rolled nothing below a 17 there. Avel, you take a solid bite from the creature, which is 5 damage.
Oof.
Ouch.
All of you really badly cut up. This is the danger of letting this thing get close to you. It flaps its wings, screams, and you can see your blood dripping from its talons and beak. However, at the same time, Hagen and Avel, you get actions.
Okay, I think I'm going to get my revenge, perhaps, and take a slash at its underbelly with my silver sword.
Okay.
Because I'm mad! Okay.
On second thought, maybe the brains are with the older brother.
Okay, what damage is it? For the longsword?
1d8.
1d8? Okay. 20 and 8 damage.
You rolled a 20.
Yeah,
That's automatic max damage, so
yeah. 8.
Okay.
Do I... Any modifiers?
your strength is 30, so 9 damage in total.
Yeah.
Okay. You run into its underbelly, wham, and ram the silver blade deep into its innards. You can see smoke pouring out of the wound. The thing pulls itself away.
Now run.
Yeah, now I
Oh, it
get
pulled
out
away.
of there. Yeah, I take it out and run after my brother.
Okay, you turn and run. Hagen.
We'll follow suit.
Okay, just...
Oh yeah.
Okay.
There's no reason.
I'm out of here. All right. Shanta, stay and face the beast alone, or...
Oh, I forgot Shanta was still there.
Can I?
You could strike it with one of your 2 remaining hit points if you'd like.
Oh no! Can I? can I run, but while I'm running, kind of look back and cast a magic missile over my shoulder? Would that be a possibility?
You won't be able to do a full move. You can do a standard move and then cast your magic missile back. So you'll only get half the distance, but that is possible.
Run.
No, just
No,
run.
I'm just gonna
Fly, you fool!
and kind of I just fumble out the holy water and just kind of chuck it over my shoulder and hope for the best.
Okay, roll.
We need that.
Oh, what do I roll? A d20?
20.
16.
16. Okay.
Wow.
Awesome. Your dex is... Oh, no. Okay. So that's going to be a miss, but only just a miss. Splashes on the water in front of the creature, perhaps slows it down by just a hairbreadth, enough to get you out and away, running after your companions.
Chanto's just going to assume it hit.
Okay. Run.
Back.
Okay. Bellis, running ahead, you reach the Great Hall first. The great ruined chamber of the Southern Wing. Once a place of some considerable beauty, heart of Vallandor's summer court. Now home to nothing but old echoes. Oh, and Captain Borak,
Oh.
with 3 men, steps out from behind one of the pillars. Someone's got a big mouth, he says. Isn't that right? He looks to his side to one of his companions. His companion nods. Racco here overheard you telling tales. I don't like tattletales. And he raises a heavy crossbow and fires it at you point blank.
Oh dear.
What an asshole.
Your armor class is 12. What?
Nothing.
It's not very high at all, actually. 5 damage. The crossbow bolt takes you solid in the middle, and the impact of it knocks you off your feet. You go down. Finish her, he says. And get out of here before the others arrive. Bellis, the 2 men step forward, drawing their short blades. What do you do?
I smile, and I grab the skull and rub it briefly.
The world around you shimmers and bleeds grey. As the men step toward you, they clearly see something. Fear fills their eyes, and they look at each other to see if the other has seen it, and see something in each other that horrifies them too. They step back, looking back toward their commander. What are you waiting for? Finish her! Can't you hear? The others will be here in moments! But whatever they have seen, what horrendous sight of the grave, summoned forth by the priestess of the Ghost Mother, they dare not approach further. Their moment of advantage is lost. You hear the sound of your companions approaching from the deeper halls. Everybody roll initiative, please.
5.
I'll just call
6.
from you in a second. They're both on 4. Okay, quickly. Aldrich,
You're muted.
you're muted on out.
8.
8. Bellis,
Modified 7.
7. Nice. Shanta,
3.
Hagen,
6.
Jadarian,
5.
5. And Avel.
5.
Okay. Your friends are fast and on the hoof as they hurtle up from the cisterns and into the Great Hall. And the rest of you can all see it there on roll 20, what this place looks like. Aldrich, incredibly fast on your feet, powerful muscles sending you thundering forward with pantherish agility. You charge out into the Great Hall in time to see what looks like, well, Captain Borak with a heavy crossbow that he's frantically trying to reload, and a pair of his men standing around what looks to be the Moonwhite on the ground. And for the briefest moment, they are all corpses. The Moonwhite, the two men, Borak, their faces sunken and hollow, their eyes filled with rot, their jaws, teeth protruding from rotted mandibles, hair lank and grey. The aura of death hangs about them.
Okay. Do I see Bellis on the ground?
You do.
And it looks like... I mean, I understand what's happened, is what I'm getting at.
Yes, you can actually... You can see the crossbow bolt sticking out of her.
Right. Well, in that case, I attack Captain Borak.
Okay.
Finally.
I just use my run sword, won't I? Because I can.
It doesn't need to be blessed or nothing.
Nothing.
Blessed with his blood.
I had 2 attacks last time, so I'll get 3 this time.
Yeah, 2 main, 1 offhand.
Okay.
You got to move though, haven't you?
Or do I
Yeah.
have to move? Well, in
Yeah.
that case, I only get the 1 attack, right?
No. That's 3rd edition,
okay.
dude.
Oh, I don't know. All right. Well, I lay into him with my run, sir. I'm going to save. I'm going to sacrifice one of the attacks to do threaten area.
Okay, right. Well, yeah, he's got a longsword, so
Okay, so I'm going to do my
That'll
first attack is going to hit armor class 16,
yep.
and that does 12 damage. My second attack is going to hit armor class 15 and does 8 damage.
Okay. Second one's a miss. He has armor class 17.
Okay.
So you whip forward and gouge at him, a solid slash from your ranseur. He stumbles sideways, looking for an opening as you're kind of whirling it around you in a threatening arc. Bellis on the ground, bleeding, a hit point away from death.
I think I will put myself in the sanctuary of the bone of the ghost mother. And cast
Okay.
a spell.
All right. The world fades away around you, becoming muted as if through thick glass. For a moment, Bellis simply vanishes from sight. Fades as if someone had pulled a shroud over her form. Hagen, you're next out.
All right.
Come thundering into the main hall to see the scene of battle in front of you. Captain Borak facing off against Aldrich. There's no sign of Bellis anywhere.
All right. Can I use my brand spanking new hand crossbow?
Yeah, sure.
Can I shoot a poison bolt at our captain?
Yeah, you can take your move action to poison the bolt, and then
All right.
he's AC 17.
No, it's only
No.
a 6.
Only a 6.
Yeah.
Okay, so no, it takes some getting used to. The thing's got a bit of a kick on it, and the bolt goes poof, a good foot or 2 over his head. He hears it and ducks as the thing whistles past him. Okay, Jadarian and Avel, you come barreling out of the cisterns next. Behind you, and literally only a couple of footsteps behind you, the demon is hot on your heels.
I don't know if we should turn around and try and fight it, or I think I'm gonna join the fight in front of me.
Okay.
You know,
Better odds.
weighing out my options. Yeah. Which of the guys is closest to me? Is it one of his? Or
Actually, yeah, the 2 men of his who were standing over Bellis are closest to you. Yeah.
Right. So I guess I'm gonna take out my Kopesh and, as I'm running, just have a swing at them.
Okay, yeah, they see you come barreling out of the cistern and looks up. One of them's a moment of, oh, it's Avel. Oh, no, it's Avel. Oh. You come hurtling toward them, Kopesh swinging.
Okay, that's a 15
Yeah, that's a hit. There is C15.
5, 6
Don't forget to
damage.
add your inspiration.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's a hit. How much did you say? 6?
6.
Okay, yeah. You just charge forward, rake the Khopesh right across his midriff. His innards spill out in a flood over his hands. He kind of holds them up, drops to his knees, and then slumps sideways. Moments from death.
Cool.
Yeah, pretty cool. Okay, and Judarian at the same time.
Yeah, it goes charging into the room. Obviously assesses the situation. Fires one as he's running at the captain. Which will be 17 on a dice, 23.
That's a hit.
And that will be 10 damage. How close is he?
As you come charging out, he's about 50 foot away.
50, that's only 8 damage then.
8 damage, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll almost go into like a roll as he hits the floor, turns around and shoots one at the demon.
Okay, nice.
Oh, that's probably a miss. It's a shame because that would have been max damage as well. But it's
That
a
would
miss.
have been awesome. Okay, yeah, arrow flies past the demon as it erupts out of the passageway.
What's inspiration used for? Sorry.
Which +1 to hit.
Oh, it's possible to hit, okay.
Yeah, the thing erupts out of the passageway and attacks the first thing that it sees, which is the momentarily stationary Hagen, who has used his move action to douse poison and is therefore standing within claw's reach. Oh, that's a 20.
Oh dear.
That's max damage. That's 6, and then that was a 16. That's a hit. 6, 7, 9. Okay, it lunges forward, plunges one claw into Hagen's back, and with the other reaches around the front and just rakes it up his front. Blood fountains out of the half-elf's body. The thing is flying past him even before Hagen drops to the ground. And goes streaking forward. Well, it's got a choice of targets here, so we'll roll and see who he goes for.
Oh.
1, 2, Judarian. That's cocked. Judarian, the thing's mouth snaps shut behind you. Look over who you were facing actually. Almost hits, fails to strike home. And then a moment after that, Shanta, at the very back, comes charging out. The thing has quite literally overtaken you in the passageway.
Seeing it now in front of me, are we anywhere close to the outside area where the Bone Mother is?
Yeah, if you look at the picture on Roll20, you guys have come up at the back where the water is kind of flooding in, and at the front where the camera would be, that's where the exit is.
Okay, I just see.
Oh, sorry, that's my mistake. Yeah, it's my mistake. I've got it on the wrong picture there for you.
I'm gonna try and attempt to shout out for the Bone Mother, for her to
There.
come down, and as I shout for her to come down, as he's overtaken me, I'm going to attempt to slingshot a silver rock that I have made.
Okay, roll. It's armor class 18. So you're yelling for Talora.
Indeed. Oh! I mean, that's a 19 on the dice.
Sweet.
So what would that be for damage if it's a silver stone?
It's D6.
Wait, isn't it 20 for plus inspiration?
Oh, it'll be 20 plus inspiration.
Yeah, but that's not a natural 20, so it's just you still have to roll damage.
It is natural. The art of music.
So that will be... it's a 1 on the dice, so that will be 2.
1. Okay. All right.
Wow, I'm so impressive, guys.
All right. You strike the thing solidly, and for the first time, you see its form begin to waver, and realize that its hold up on the material plane is becoming somewhat tenuous.
Ooh.
The warning from earlier on holds true. I believe it was Bellis who said it. If you kill it, it will simply be sent back to the abyss. Initiative, please.
5. 2.
Okay, from the top, Aldrich,
6.
Bellis,
Modified 8.
8, Shanta,
2.
Hagen,
5.
okay, Jadarian,
5.
and Avel.
5.
Okay, Bellis, were you casting a spell this round in your sanctuary, by the way?
Yes, I am going to heal the one who was just killed, Hagen.
So you're going to emerge from the sanctuary to do so?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, all right, I'll get to that.
I can cast that without emerging from the sanctuary, right? Sanctuary
Okay.
allows me to do that.
All right, fair enough. Bellis,
I'm
sweep forward under your shroud and roll me a d8 for the heal, please.
no, it's an orison.
Oh, an Orison. Okay, so that'll just stabilize him then.
Yes.
Okay, so Hagen stabilizes at -4 hit points.
Yeah.
You'll need a more powerful heal to get him conscious.
I'll keep casting.
Okay, Aldrich.
I'm going to finish my attacks against the captain in front of me.
Yep.
I'm just going to go all out this time. First attack is modified 20 and does 11 points of damage.
Okay.
And the second is a modified 23 and does 9 points of damage.
Okay, a solid burst of attacks. He riposts rapidly, stepping in through your guard and attacking once with his blade. Uses one of his attacks to bat your threatening rancer away. And with the second blow, deals you 4 damage.
Ouch. How's he looking, by the way?
He's looking very badly injured. Now you get a good chance to look at him up close. Blood trickling out the corner of his mouth. He kind of stares at you. Well, one way or the other, Vallandor will die this day. Hagen and Jadarian and Avel, actually.
Okay. Jadarian will shoot the captain again, or try to,
Yep.
as I missed last time. That's a miss again. And then he moves. He shouts to everyone that we need to move. Heads towards where we're meant to be going. And I want to try and shoot the creature. More so to anger it.
Okay. All right, roll to anger.
Obviously, I suppose I'm just gonna. It's gonna be a normal hit anyway, isn't it? So, 9. That's only a 15.
Okay, another close miss as the arrow whistled past the thing's head. Okay, at the same time, Hagen is out.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's insensitive of me. Avel?
Can I try and hack at the captain's legs to sort of incapacitate him?
Yeah, sure.
All right. 18.
Hit.
With 6 damage.
6. Okay. You slice, the Kopesh goes up through his leg, takes a huge chunk. He stumbles backward, and you can see the blood spraying from a severed artery. He goes down on one knee, kind of leans on his sword. Your head sucks, he says, and collapses sideways, the life flooding out of him.
Wow, an asshole to the end.
Okay. Then the demon is among your group. Wings and fangs and claws swirling about you in a furious flurry of attacks.
Oh yeah, I forgot about him.
Demon, yeah. Aldrich, one claw rakes at the side of your armor, fails to penetrate.
Do I still have my protection on?
Not anymore, no.
Okay.
Darian, a solid hit from a claw against you.
Oh, he hits me. I moved away. Oh, okay.
Yeah, as I said, he's flooded in.
Oh, okay.
No, you're quite right. You're quite right. Sorry, you ran. In which case, it's Avel who takes the hit.
Sorry, Avel.
What? Oh.
No, you're not.
Avel, 3 damage. It's a slash across the side of your face. Avel drops, blood bubbling up from his lips.
Do I have to do a saving throw?
You'll get a stabilization roll next round.
Damn it.
And then it turns to see the only other person in the chamber whom it can reasonably turn its attacks against, Shanta. Charges towards you, those horrendous multi-fanged jaws opening wide. A miss by 2 points. The thing slashes through the air next to you. You can feel the hot waft of its breath across your face. And it's you last in the round, Shanta.
So my last go, I called for the Bone Mother. Is she in the room or anywhere?
You turn and look, silhouetted against the light of the dying day. You see the outline of Bone Mother Talora. She is already sprinkling a large circle upon the ground, with but one small segment of it left open. And she points toward the demon, and then points toward the circle.
I am going to run at a speed which will be faster than the demon, but just enough so it will have me I'm just at almost just out of reach for it.
Okay.
Into this circle.
Okay, the thing pursues you with a horrendous alien hunger filling its multifarious eyes. You step backward, carefully over the silver line. It rushes into the circle. Talora steps forward out of the shadows and drops the last segment of the circle in place. The thing slams up against the protective ward, turns left and right, its hate-filled, slavering maw and murderous crimson eyes glancing in all directions, looking for a way out, realizing as it does so that it is trapped. Okay, morale check. Okay, both men still surviving. Sorry, the one man surviving throws down his blade and drops to his knees. Mercy! Oh, I beg mercy! Beg mercy, lords, please! There's no need for initiative roll at the moment. Aldrich, what do you do?
I kill him.
He's on his knees, no roll needed. Your Rancer slices through the air and ends his traitorous life. Bellis?
I am pumping healing orisons into Hagen.
Okay. Hagen, slowly you come round.
And once he's stabilized enough to breathe again on his own, I run towards the other one down.
Avel.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
that's my
Avel is much not as badly injured as Hagen. Takes only a moment or two to bring him round. Hagen, you're going to have more scars to make Galric jealous.
Ooh.
Jadarian?
So Avel's back up, or
Yeah, well, Avel is being brought round
okay?
by the healing orisons.
He's got his short. I pull out my short sword, the silver one, and head over towards the Ghost Mother priestess.
The Bone Mother. Okay.
I take everyone else is up. So
Yeah. And Shanta.
I'm going to look and see if an almost gesture for the Bone Mother to present the eye.
Okay. She brings it forth and looks to you. If there are any words of power or command that you know, Tiefling, force them upon this thing now. The demon is fluttering wildly around inside the circle of confinement, unable to get out of its prison, its shrieks just rising ever higher and higher in desperation, in anger, and in fear.
Shanta, shaking, is going to look deep into its eyes and just take a deep breath and just say, a monobor and gesture towards the eye.
The thing pauses for a moment, looks toward you, and you can see a smile flicker across its lips. And a voice comes forth.
I bow to no false name.
It says.
Chanter, kind of really shaking now, will look back up into its eyes. Demigorgon.
There's a shocked moment of silence. And the realization of what you have said echoes through the chamber. At the name of the Demogorgon, there is nothing this thing can do but obey. It howls its fury, its rage. And gives up its grasp upon the earthly plane. With the eye held forth, Bone Mother Talora stands firm as the demon's entire corporeal form is sucked into the gem. Its physical essence is torn apart. And once more, Kalax, or a servant of his, or an enemy of his, or whatever force was kept inside the eye, is drawn back into it.
Holy water now. She'll kind of urge the Bone Mother.
The Bone Mother turns immediately, plunging the eye of Kalax into the large bowl of holy water she's brought with her. There is a sound like red-hot metal being thrust into ice. And only when the sound has died away do all of you realize that the echo of Shanta's word is still rolling around the chamber. Demogorgon.
Is anyone dead is anyone alive from Borak's team, essentially, or are they all gone?
They have all been slain.
Okay.
Not one of them lives to tell the truth of who or what they are or were. But yourselves, you have been successful.
Am I able to attempt to, not in an aggressive way, but to take the eye from the Bone Mother?
I believe this is yours anyway, she says, and hands the eye of Kalax to you.
Thank you. She'll just kind of hold it.
Where did you learn that name?
A long time ago. Someone who meant a lot to me told me about it.
When we speak the names of the lords of the lower worlds, They hear us.
I know.
To utter such a name is to pay a price.
I know.
Perhaps you do. If not, you will.
I don't think there's much more tragedy that can befall me since these recent days have passed.
Oh, you sweet child. Talora goes and kneels at Hagen's side and places a hand upon the horrendous injuries that still mar your form.
Will he live?
Mother of Darkness, bless this your child. In the name of the Ashen Compound, heal him, make his form whole. To him you wield dagger and blade, and venom and darkness in your name. She looks up to you. Yes, Jadarian, he will live. She lifts her hand away, and you see the injuries are gone. If you will excuse me, she says, I will return to my chapel.
Is Hagen conscious?
You are conscious, yes.
I'll help him up. Off
He's
my
sort
hand
of-
to help him up.
I try to get the Bone Mother's attention.
He
Yes.
just
Sorry, carry on, Hagen.
he sort of gasps and is too weak to wave Jadarian off. He looks with some disgust at the corpse of Borak. We won't be getting any answers out of him. I suppose the eye is all we have now.
Tonsa will look down at the eye and then kind of snap back into reality of the wounds she's taken. Just kind of like clutch at her side and wherever she's been badly injured.
I will make sure the corpses are prepared for burial.
Okay.
He nods to Shanta. It seems you're more powerful than you thought you were.
It's not my power.
Well, we couldn't have done it without you.
I'd be dead without you all. So it's only fair.
You wouldn't smell so bad, though. And he smiles.
Is it possible for me to... I don't know if this would actually work, but am I able to use... I'm able to use change on my clothing to make it unpeed.
Yes, it's probably the most use that Shanta gets out of that cantrip, to be fair.
Oh my goodness.
I will do that and just kind of laugh and just, she'll look up with tears in her eyes and face to Jaren and just be like, sorry, I hope this helps.
Elvish jokes say humans never tend to get them. Or tieflings. Well, then your first group of tieflings I've ever met.
The Bone Mother pauses. Aldrich,
Yes, I'm.
Bellis, Avel. Join me in my chapel when you are done here, and I will see to what injuries yet ail you.
Thank you, Bone Mother.
Thank you.
I understand that a betrayal has fallen on House Vallandor, and you've shown me a lot of hospitality, and if you need the eye, just let me know. I'd be willing to help.
It cannot stay here. Not now they know where it is. I'm sure he got a message out beforehand.
Can't go
That's
home.
likely.
No, he cannot go home.
There's plenty of magic that would actually also discern that it came with us from the dead. Don't forget they could have questioned Tasca.
Yeah.
She would know anyway.
She would know that she pointed out.
Okay, yeah, maybe.
He wouldn't say anything.
She wouldn't have a choice.
She doesn't have a choice. No, exactly.
Could not the same magic be used to question Captain Borak?
Why do you think I'm preparing the corpses for burial?
Very well.
As she reaches the exit from the hall, Talora turns back and looks at you, Avel and Aldrich. I will leave it to you to choose which of you breaks the good news to your father.
Not me.
Just maybe a point of advice. Why don't you get your brother to do it?
Which one?
The oldest one.
Oh, you mean the really annoying one?
Oh.
Yeah, sure, Galric.
And pass up an opportunity to curry favor with Lord Talric?
No,
Very magnanimous of you.
I will do my duty.
You know what? I'm gonna join you on that.
I will always remember you two.
As
We're brothers
people
and we'll
I
go
knew.
down together.
Come, brother.
Alright.
And we can walk down the hall together.
Yes.
I will say I don't think it's right for the eye to be used as a weapon. I think it should be used to sort the wrongs that have fallen your house, but I don't want this to be used for other matters. I don't know your father very well, but from what I've seen, I prefer for it not to fall into his hands.
Agreed.
Yes, I definitely agree.
It's mildly ironic that I don't know him very well either.
I should get back to work.
Avel and Aldrich then. As it turns out, Lord Talric is
Lost him again?
Yep.
Oh.
Apparently Lord Talric is silent.
Oh, well, for once in his life.
What were you going to say, Hagen, about going back to work?
Yeah, Hagen wanted to go stake out that that hiding place that they found, assuming that whoever set it up would go check that it's safe.
It's not a bad idea.
Isn't it the getaway kit for our dead captain?
We don't know.
We don't
Possibly.
know. Could be. It could be for his patron
Fair enough.
or
That assumption.
matron.
Yeah.
It's a very astute observation, that last bit.
Yes.
I have a hunch.
Yeah, me too.
Did anyone quite catch? It was the eye is now in holy water, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it would
it
be.
is.
You would
Yeah,
know.
Finally.
You're
It wouldn't
holding
be that
it,
stupid.
right?
I am holding it, yes. I just wanted to make sure.
Here's my extra flask of holy water, just in case that you need some more holy water.
I'm the dungeon master again.
You
Yeah.
Just
Hell
some
yes.
holy eye drops for the eye.
Dungeon Master, do we level up, Dungeon Master?
Absolutely, you're all level 12.
12.
Oh, I
You can't say that. Mark loves level 12, 13.
Yeah, I know. Exactly.
It won't help you.
Never does.
No.
Did anyone else catch that the demon spoke that Vallandor will die this day, regardless, essentially?
It wasn't the demon.
It was the Captain Borak
Oh, it was Captain Borak, was it?
Yeah,
talking
he was-
out of his ass, you know.
Either that, or he has allies who are
Other
still.
knowledge.
I have a feeling that they were not just happy to attack the Celian Circle, but also are preparing attack of House Vallandor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just want to say thank you to Drew, who's done a $20 giveaway for the shop.
Oh,
For us.
Nice.
Thanks.
Yeah, he was desperate to find out who Aldrich's mother was.
Oh, yeah.
So
It's
Is
Sold.
Zoldaria, I believe.
I
Yeah.
mean, I have no idea.
I forgot my mum's name.
Yeah.
Well, the funny thing is, I wrote a name down after last session for my mother's name, but I don't know if Mark's got a name, so I need to.
It is. It's Isoldia Vallandor.
Oh, cool.
That's your mother, though. Yeah.
Yeah, that's my.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm talking
yeah.
about my mother.
Well, I don't know your mother.
No, so I mean,
Is-
I never had a name for her, and I was like, oh god, yeah.
She hasn't appeared in this game yet. So,
No, she
No.
hasn't.
other than being mentioned in descriptive terms, but
Shifty Silvereye, yeah.
I do.
And there are the rest of us with unimportant parents.
would this be a good time to use the restroom?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, quick.
Probably,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Mark's
Yeah.
got his final part of the scene coming up, and then something else. There he goes.
I'll take this moment.
There he
Oh,
is.
he's back.
Wow.
Of course.
So-
No
Oh my
sooner you
God.
get
Just the perfect timing.
People are just having a quick bio break, Mark. So, Panda, if you want to go quickly, then go.
I'm gonna
Oh,
go
no,
pee as well.
I was just gonna say that now would be a good chance to discuss what I've got. Shanta has a little blanket, and I want to name the comfort blanket. But I was wondering if anyone had any ideas, or the chat would like to name the comfort blanket.
Ooh. That's a good idea. While
Well, we've
while
only got a couple of minutes left anyway, so
While Lavelle was in the dungeon master seat, she said we're all level 12.
yeah, okay. I can't countermand that kind of authority.
It's funny that you're disconnected and not. Later.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what it is.
But I was saying that Hagen would want to go back and stake out that hiding place that they had found to see if anyone went to check on it.
Cool. That makes sense.
I'm just saying, I really don't like this dude's face.
It's your father.
Mr. Vallandor. Don't like it.
He's a bugger.
Just a little bit.
Oh,
Hey,
Well, let's take this moment to talk about Twitch Prime.
Sure.
I hate saying that because it's like a sellout. It's an utter sellout.
Well, I mean, I'm not. I can't sell out the channel, so if I say it, then it's not a sellout, right?
Well, yeah, I suppose so. That's why I never got funny with Michael or anyone else saying it, because they used to do it all the time.
So Twitch Prime, if you have a Prime account on Amazon, which is about $7.99 a month, you get a free sub on Twitch. All you have to do is connect your Twitch to the Amazon account, and it's all for free. And you get you also get Twitch Prime loot for some of your favorite games. It's pretty nifty.
that sounds interesting, Panda. Why don't you tell us some more about that?
Well, you see, with Twitch Prime, you also get all the benefits of a normal subscription. So you get the emotes for the channel, and you don't get ads when you are going to watch your favorite stream.
But wait, isn't that just the same price or cheaper as getting a subscription to Twitch?
It is It is, and you also then get free delivery on Amazon, next day delivery, which is pretty damn nifty, if I may
Sounds
say.
like a cheesy advert you hear on the radio or something.
Ah,
Interesting.
That sounds like a great deal.
It is a great deal.
I'm going to sign up today.
Yeah, why hasn't everyone already done this? I myself am a Twitch Prime member. You can tell by my blue badge next to my name with a white crown, which is also pretty nifty. It's quite nice to have, and it makes you know you're a cool fella.
A cool
Where's
fella.
Carl gone? He's like
Is he
disappeared.
getting some-
There's his toilet like around the block.
I don't know where it is. I'm going to give him another
4
20
miles
seconds.
away.
We're going to get back to this scene because it's. You can just catch it on the VOD. Okay. Avel and Aldrich, you find your father, as I say, in his personal chambers, taking a light supper with Isolde.
Oh, he's just eating as we were like fighting this demon. Great.
I come in.
he looks up from his meal.
My wounds have not been healed yet.
No, they
Neither-
haven't.
Yeah, no,
I walk in with my 1 hit point.
Yes.
I
And I
walk in.
slam it on the table.
Run yourself into that room.
He looks up.
I don't even bother bowing.
No, neither do I. I kind of stand a little bit behind Aldrich, but I'm just angry.
Are you still wearing your hat?
Yes, obviously, defiantly this time.
Oh, by the way, I brought just for the dramatic weight of the scene. I brought Captain Borak's head with me.
You brought a head?
In a bag or like on a platter or what?
I just
Just carrying it by
a
the
bag.
hair.
I could be carrying
Okay,
it
a
by the
bag.
hair.
All right, fair
By
enough.
the hair. Classic.
Burlap.
Oh, is it just dripping on the floor as you walk in?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes, preferably. I found your traitor, I say, throwing the bag on the floor.
What is this? You're covered in blood.
Yes,
Astute.
we fought the traitor and his men.
More precisely, he tried to fight us.
And we caught the demon.
Yeah.
I uncover the head.
Borak.
I carefully look at both of their reactions.
Isolde is almost reactionless. Simply staring. Talaric is quite clearly taken aback. This cannot be.
He tried to murder us in the south wing. He ambushed Bellis before we were able to come to her rescue.
The Moonlight.
Yes.
You are a lot of things, Aldrich. You're a liar.
Why would I
Naive
lie?
fool playing at soldiers, perhaps, but not a liar. And your brother likewise. A witless fop, but not a liar. I thank you for this.
Wow, you're actually capable of it.
I almost stagger backwards.
I understand there was a small matter with the demon.
Yes.
Oh yes, just a small one while you were out here having roasted tomatoes and such. No big deal, you know, it's not like we almost died or anything.
The demon has been contained once again.
I suppose I owe you both some gratitude then.
The gratitude should be shared to Hagen and Bellis and Lady Shanta and Jaydarian as well, for they all did their part. and of course Bone Mother Telora.
Quite the little warband you've got there, eh?
That warband is your house.
Yes. Well, perhaps we.
Before he died, he told me, in no uncertain terms, this House Vallandor would die today. As he fought me, he taunted me with that.
And the dying man's desperation.
I would look to our borders. I would look to our walls. I would look within these walls to see if there are not more traitors. This man did not act alone. I doubt it very much. He spoke with the confidence of someone who was part of a bigger plan.
I will give your words due consideration, my son. And you, Avel, perhaps it is time we spoke of more serious matters, legitimization and so forth. We can consider it.
I nudge Avel with my elbow.
You know, Father, all due respect, I don't need you to legitimize me. Unlike you, I realize that my family does not necessarily end with a bloodline.
Well, I'm not really sure what to say to that. Family is everything.
Of course, but I believe you make your own families.
You have a family, and it is your duty to carry its name forward.
Really?
For both of you. Yes, what do you think I've been trying to raise you to understand all these years?
I think you don't understand that I don't want to be raised that way.
Well, I show you some gratitude, and this is how you respond. Well, that's about what I've come to expect from you. Aldrich, at least you're showing a little bit more metal in your spine, eh? Perhaps all hope is not lost for you. Very good.
I would like to ask one very small question. Where was Golric in all of this? What was he doing while we risked our lives for our house and showed loyalty to our house? And spilled blood.
You know, it's funny because you always tell us to look up to him as the best son.
Well, yes.
But here you are eating dinner, and where is he? We don't know. We both almost died.
He looks toward Isolde. She just simply...
Well,
I can't. I don't. I mean, that is,
Oh, save it.
I scrutinize her face to see if there's any hint of anything.
She looks at you, catches your eye, and holds it with her one good remaining eye. Why don't you go in search of your brother, she says, and have him answer the questions that you have.
I will. Enjoy your wine. I leave the head behind and spin on my heel and walk out.
Yes,
Okay.
I follow suit.
And so the two of you, brothers, side by side, walk away
Nice.
from father and mother alike. For a long time, there is silence in their chamber. Talric staring dumbly out the window. And then Isolde comes and stands at his side. hand on the back of his chair, looking down at the side of his head. You truly never understood your sons, did you? What? Aldrich has more courage than anyone in the house put together. Aval has more wit and intelligence than any of us. Even poor Galric is as good and kind a soul as Vallandor has ever brought forth. And you couldn't see it. When your own War Master was betrayed, you couldn't see it. When Captain Borak turned on us, you couldn't see it. And your own sons almost brought it to an end. Almost.
What to an end? What do you mean?
And so it's left to me to finish it myself. Before he can react, she has a long blade from the side of her dress in the side of his throat, again and again and again. She leans forward. House Vallandor will end this day. And she turns his bleeding, bubbling head to face hers. And before the Ghost Mother takes you, I give you one last gift. Aldrich is my son. He wasn't yours. And then she pushes his head away. Blood bubbling at his lips. The light goes out of Vallandor's eyes forever. End of part 2.
What the hell?
Do it.
We're officially, like, I swear to God, we're guys, we're officially like the bastard squad.
Does this mean that you two aren't actually brothers? Well, not biologically.
No, we're not even biologically brothers. Man, that's got me effed up.
So,
Well, what can I say?
3 guesses of what you're gonna find when you're gonna look for your brother then. Or your not brother, sorry.
No.
Oh yeah. Oh no, he's dead. He's
Oh my God! Yeah, he's dead. Jesus Christ!
Oh my days.
I knew it.
But then
Damn
does
it! Yeah.
that mean that Avel's next? Question mark. No, because you're not. Ooh,
No, because I am the son of the guy, the Lord Vallandor, right?
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you're next, right?
God damn it!
Yes, but he never officially recognized you as his heir.
No.
Yeah, because I didn't let him.
So that's
Right.
right.
I was
So
like, no,
That's
no,
why
no.
you're safe.
yeah. So then Vallandor is dead.
No, but I am like the last of the bloodline. You know, it's like
No, don't matter in them days.
No.
Trust
Well,
me,
I
I
mean-
know.
thank God.
No taxi backsies.
Good. To be honest, good.
Oh my God, this is too good. It's like watching Game of Thrones. It's like, just stop cliffhangering me.
Oh my God.
We'll get used to it every week. That's what Mark does.
Dad, you're giving me trust issues. I swear to God. I can't believe this.
Thank you guys for playing.
Oh,
That was
yes.
great.
Of
Thank you for
course.
running.
And thank you everyone
Really,
for
really
watching.
cool.
And I have to apologize about that. Those of you who actually pay attention to these things will have noticed that I completely screwed up the shout outs at the beginning of the show, saying that Hemlora was tomorrow when it's Saturday, and getting the day wrong for the Friday one shots. Friday is the one shots, 6 p.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. UK. Saturday is Hemlora, 7 p.m. Eastern, midnight UK.
That's it.
It's okay though.
Yeah, big
Because
apologies.
the
for that.
weekend is different for us out here. So
Because I was like,
It
wait,
is,
that's not right,
it
and
is.
then I
No.
thought I got confused myself. I was like, wait, am I wrong?
No, no, you just feel free to be like, no, it's not right. So yeah, apologies, guys.
But that's it.
Yeah.
We'll see you for tomorrow's one shot. But cheers, guys.
All right, guys. Wow.
bye.
All right.